It's Wednesday afternoon in New York City. You know what that means. Time for some Jenga. Today, we have a big-time revenge match, others who search for redemption with the tower, and much more. The War of 54 continues from Stool Stadium right now. That one out to create our second Tittleman's Crest. We will have the two best words in Jenga. A hanging tower just 5 blocks in.
You're definitely the most professional Jenga announcer I've ever heard.
Right. And that's the Jenga! That's the Jenga! 29 blocks in the books! And that's it! Marty Moshe Jenga! Welcome to Stool Stadium, presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. He's Jeff D'Lo. I'm Jake Marsh. Welcome to the War of 54. That's the friendly phrase we like to call Jenga here inside the Triple S. And Jeff, we have 3 amazing matchups tonight. So many storylines from top to bottom.
You can feel the air is dense and thick with tension in here. This first match is one of the best matches you could ask for in Jenga, Jake, but all 3 today, with you at home, chance to win some money, by the way, all 3 are excellent, but this, the way to start right here, with redemption for Glenny Balls. He gets a new unit partner, and Big Ev, Brandon, again, I'm telling you, what did I note earlier? When I walked in, I said, it feels warmer in here today. It's not warmer. I think it's just dense with tension. You can just feel it.
So much adrenaline. Let's see the full lineup from top to bottom. Jeff just hinted at our first match. It will be the revenge of Glenny Balls. He'll partner with the rookie and Big Ev against Brandon and Nate. And then we'll move on to $20 Chef and Vibs against a familiar duo in Rhea and Trent. We'll close things out with Liz and Roan and Tommy Smokes and KB. Jeff, we've talked a lot about this first match. How about those other 2? What stands out?
Second one, big one. Trent, Rhea, they feel like that they didn't really get beat in their first 2 matches. They just happened to be put in the wrong spot, wrong time with Jenga blocks. They're very confident they're going to have redemption. $20 Chef makes a debut. Big games and toys type guy. Like, he likes cornhole, stuff like that. I'm sure he's good at Jenga. Said he's been playing his whole life. And then the final one, whenever you throw in Roan, KB, Smokes, Liz, you're going to get some real jokesters going there, too. So you never know where that the last match is always a bit wacky, and that's very fun. But, again, it starts out with this first one. The refs involved, too. We have Spider here. If you watched last week, you know how crazy Jenga got. And I only expect even more craziness this week.
No doubt about it. And let's dive into the rules of Jenga. And Jeff, the rules, very, very important for this first match because they came into play, all of them indeed, from this first match, specifically Glenny Balls. 2-on-2 as you see, but right there, that second bullet, Jeff, one hand at a time. And if you're just joining us, Glenny Balls lost via disqualification, 2 violations last time we stepped inside this building.
We'll talk more about it, but he did violate the second time. Nate and Brandon had the chance on the second violation to either accept disqualification for them and take the win or continue the game. They said, screw that. A win's a win. Banners hang forever. They took the win. They left Glenny still very mad about it. I can't tell if he's just tan or red right now, but I know anger is down there somewhere. Who would have thought when we started Stool Streams that Jenga rules would be the most contentious thing here as opposed to cornhole? Or no one cares. Those rules are easy. Everyone just knows those rules. It's Jenga rules that make this place so insane.
A lot of talk about Glenny Balls off the top, but he does have a partner. Let's meet today's contestants. The first team featuring that duo of Glenny Balls and Big Ev. Jeff, we have 12 total contestants today. 2 rookies. Big Ev is one of them. On the other side, Brandon and Nate looking for a repeat victory.
Big Ev can move. We know that. We can see that from his TikToks. Again, younger guy. I like the younger guys in these bar-type games, these drinking-type games. Big Jenga falls in that category. Also, very competitive guy. And that's big for Glenn. Now, I'm not saying Smitty's not a competitive guy, but this gives Glenny a bit of a different edge this week in his match.
Jeff, we mentioned the disqualification from Glenny Balls. Let's rewind from 2 weeks ago. It was Nate and Brandon against Glenny Balls and Smitty. Big Ev replacing Smitty in this matchup. Let's see how that one went down. It was just crazy off the top because, remember, it was also the longest match in Stool Stream's history, 1 hour and 15 minutes, but it was Brandon who committed the violation to start.
Yeah, the first violation, which was the most egregious violation, the second most egregious violation of all time, I think, in Stool Streams, but they hung tough. Nate really hung tough, great at chiseling. We saw that. Nate has become a very stone-cold, hardcore Jenga player down here. He loves it, takes pride in it. Spider did a great job reffing that first match, by the way.
Nate 2-0 overall, one of few players who is still undefeated with more than one match in the books. Brandon pulling off some theatrics as well.
Brandon, the thing about Brandon was he buried the narrative that he was the one violating rules, that he was the bad player, that we see Glenny with his first violation. But Brandon was excellent in that last one, and unfortunately the controversy overshadowed how great he was and how great Nate was in the first one. Smitty very solid as well. Smitty kind of had the short end of the stick there, as he didn't have any violations whatsoever, and here it is, Jake. That's the moment. I don't know if Glenny knew off the bat that he was about to lose, but he knew something bad was coming down the pipeline, and then things only got uglier from there. I'm not even sure we can air how mad Glenny was.
Yeah,
It's tough to watch.
That one is in the past. Now it's time for a new chapter in this young Jenga rivalry. It is time for the War of 54 to begin. Remember, it's Glenny Balls and Big Ev versus Brandon and Nate. And the order, very important. Glenny Balls, Brandon, Big Ev, Nate. Very important for questions 1 and 2 in the Play Barstool app at home.
And you see something already happening down there. Glenny does not trust himself. He doesn't love the rules. He'll be very vocal about that. You expect that throughout. He is going to be taping one of his hands to his body. That's a bit crazy because nowhere does it say you must commit to one hand only the entire match. You can use a different hand. Brandon just called this stupid, but Glenny, a right-handed guy, he's eliminating his left hand from the competition today.
No doubt about it. And there you see Glenny Balls going the extra distance
to
ensure that he will not commit a violation today. He is the lone person to get disqualified. And now our official Spider is helping him out here, and his partner Big Ev too.
Glenny has just become an automatic loser today. No matter what, win or lose, he's going to have to rip that off. I'm already in pain watching that, Jake.
Wow.
No, but now he won't use that. He won't use two hands, I guess. That's the plus. I guess we can't use the left hand either. That's just a crazy move.
All right, well, the taping is complete, and we are set to go. It is time for some Jenga. Glenny Balls will start things off with one hand. We should emphasize that because here we go. It's Glenny Balls, the 24-year-old from Malvern, New York, kicking things off on Stool Streams, presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer, our 7th edition of Stool Streams and our 4th Jenga broadcast. Glenny 0-1 overall, but looking for that redemption right now, and he finds an easy one midway down the tower on the eastern block.
Look, for the sake of the broadcast, I want this to be a great match, but Glenny knocking over the tower on the first block with one hand taped to his body would have been one of the funniest things of all time.
I actually thought I was going to first.
Yeah, but he was good. It was a good initial pull, Jake.
All right, and we're going to send it down to the third member of our crew, Mr. Commenter, PFT. What is going on down there? And we love your suit, too.
Thank you very much, Jake. Thank you very much, Jeff. Great job, as always, up in the booth. I'm down here. Clearly, the storyline today is the revenge of Glenny Balls. That's right. How will he respond? It's a revenge match. Make no mistake about it. 2 things Glenny's known for. 1, booze. 2, burgers.
Oh,
That's beautiful. And today, Glenny's going to be more worried about stacking than snacking. Back to you in the booth, guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Commenter. Jeff, we've seen the 50 burger from Coach Doug's broadcast, but now PFT has just introduced the burger to the Triple S.
Yeah, that's the classic pocket burger from PFT. I've seen him pull it out here and there. That's what makes him the best in the business. He doesn't need to take any lunch breaks, snack breaks. He just puts the burger right in his pocket, ready to go.
All business down here, Jeff.
We are one way through the cycle. Everybody has gone once. Remember, it's Glenny, Brandon, Big Ev, Nate. Glenny Balls leading off, and he finishes block number 5. We mentioned that disqualification, Jeff. He said if the roles were flipped, he would never in a million, billion, trillion, zillion years take a win via DQ.
Yeah, he said okay. So I'll give you some insight on what he maybe said there. This morning on radio, he noted he would do it if they deliberately broke the rules. If it was 2 ends, but if it was a mistake and accidental, like happened to him, he said he wouldn't do it. We've now heard that from a couple people. Big Cat has said that as well. Brandon doesn't seem to believe him.
We were on block 43.
They're lying. I don't know who they're talking to, but I believe they're lying. Glenny down there A man of integrity, though, Jake.
No doubt about it. And we have the total statistics in from the Play Barstool app. More than 14,000 of you entered. And the most popular pick was Glenny Balls to pull the losing block here, Jeff. 43% of the field believes we will see a repeat of Glenny Balls ending this game.
People, first of all, if you have Play Barstool up, you're smart to begin with. So this just shows me that these people are very smart. They're probably watching game film. They've watched the past competitions. If you've watched, you would probably pick those people. But of course, that's a high percentage, so someone may be going for something a little bit different here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Nate trying to keep his perfect record alive. He's 2-0. Overall, Big Cat, who was on a bye this week, he is 3-0, all by himself up top.
The most interesting stat you have there is that only 1.4% have 42 plus, but if you watch these guys last time, these are the marathon, but they're moving at a much quicker pace today, though. I will say that.
Right, and Jeff, to your point, this match, remember, 3 of them were involved 2 weeks ago. That one went 40 blocks, so not many people believing we'll see another marathon.
Crazy.
Incredible dexterity by Glenny Balls down here on the floor. He put the phone in with one hand, used the very same hand, extracted a block, placed on top, no sweat off his back. This man is an athlete.
All right.
Going bottom already.
I love it. All right, Jeff, time for your keys to the match presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. What are you seeing?
Well, first of all, the crowd booing Brandon Walker has eliminated any chance at a hanging tower there. Fans hate to see that. That's disappointing. But it is a good poll for Brandon. Big thing with Glenny and Big Ev, know the rules. Learn the rules. Because the rules is what eliminated Glenny. And he's already doing it. He taped himself. I will say next time the key will be don't tape yourself. That's going to hurt. Also, don't be angry balls. That's a Smitty thing. We see that in video games now and then. Angry balls typically leads to disasters. That's what happened last time. And then on the other side, I mean, definitely hope that they break the rules again. That worked out perfectly for Brandon and Nate last time. Let him off the hook because Glenny made a good pull last time and put them in a tough spot, but then it all crumbled down from there. And, of course, make balls angry balls. If you make balls angry balls, things are going to probably go your way.
Right, and we saw the highlights off the top of that match where Glenny was disqualified. But if you want to see that one in its entirety, go to our YouTube page. You'll see the full explosion, unedited version of Glenny Balls being the first ever player inside the Triple S to be DQ'd. And now the rookie, Big Ev, takes a little bit of time. But Jeff, he knows, and he admitted when we talked to him yesterday in our pregame production meeting, that he reacts well when thrown into the fire. And the lone rookie in this match, he knows what's at stake, helping his friend Glenny get revenge.
Yeah, again, very, very competitive guy. I once went to he's an Ohio State, I'm a Penn State guy. We went to a Penn State bar for a game, and Ev thrived there more than I think he would have been at an Ohio State bar. He loves being the lone wolf there. And as the rookie on the team that clearly most people think is going to lose today, what is that, 70% almost think they're going to lose today? He is loving that right now.
Yeah, 43% picking Glenny, and then right behind him, 25%, a quarter of the field, thinking Big Ev is going to pull the losing block. So a lot of faith in Brandon and Nate picking up another win here inside the Triple S.
Brandon, if people were seeing this, and I think we're going to go on the PFD, you can probably give some more insight. Brandon thought Ev actually was supposed to knock the tower over a second ago. I thought that was a bit of
he called a hanger.
Bold assumption.
Mr. Commenter, what's going on down there 13 blocks in?
Brandon's being a bit of a nervous Nelly. No surprise here. That's his nickname around the office.
I was just noticing that he called a hanger.
Now he's being nervous about being called a nervous Nelly. This is how it cascades. This is how the domino effect here. One thing I'm definitely noticing down here on the floor, though, is the coordination between Glenny and Big Ev in terms of their outfits. They've got the 2 Hawaiian shirts, but you've got that yin and the yang, the alpha and the omega, the light and the dark, symbolizing the duality of man. I think that these two showed up ready to play, but they bring 2 different skill sets to the table. Back to you in the booth, Jake and Jeff.
Thanks so much, Mr. Commenter. And Jeff, we've already given PFT Commenter his props on the Craig Sager salute on the suit. But again, we have to tip our cap to Glenny and Big Ev on the Hawaiian shirt matching.
They do. Glenny even said this morning he didn't love his Hawaiian shirt. I said it was a mucus green color. But I think they look excellent together. Very good. Pastel shorts on Ev. It's a good look.
Brandon successfully pulls block 14. And now another look at the rookie, Big Ev, the 5'11.5", 270-pound, 25-year-old from Goshen, New York. Jeff mentioned, a graduate of the Ohio State University. And Jeff, 4 weeks into Stool Streams, not many more rookies around the office. Big Ev, one of them, though.
Especially in Jenga. But the word gets around how these matches go, how long they take, how grueling they are.
Yep, there we go.
Maybe some strategies.
Now, wait, you could move mine a little bit.
There's more going on down here.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Glenny's instructing Big Ev
mine
to
did
move
fuck up.
his
Mine
Glenny's
block.
fucked it up.
Am I allowed to slide it to give his a nudge?
You have to. Could he place this down on the table to move that? that allowed?
No.
No.
You can't take his
Glenny
hand.
very clearly does not know the rules.
What
of
was the
Jenga.
question?
Am I allowed to place my block on the table so I can give
No.
this a nudge?
No. No.
Yeah,
Am I allowed to
I didn't
use the
think so
block
on
to
that
nudge
one.
it?
Yes.
Spider, as good as it gets in the business, confirming there. No, it's the book,
Fucking
backwards and forwards. The rule book, that is.
Spider has been through so much through our first 6 broadcasts, and he has not nudged a bit.
Spider has a history of being a ref at Barstool for a while, and it was very ugly off the top. Field day last year.
Spider also looking very stylish, we should point out. He's got
Yes.
the hat on. He looks like a sign language interpreter at a
this is
Jason
like 8
Mraz
blocks
concert.
I mean, Glenny, you got to
I
call Glenny
fucked
out
up.
for
I
doing this
fucked
to
up.
us. Glenny put that block up.
Yeah, Glenny did.
I did.
hurt his
I reached
teammate.
across. I fucked up. I'm aware.
Glenny did. Remember, if you put one on the outside
Steady.
and the next team puts it on the other side, you have now given your own
like that.
teammate a tough read tower. We've seen this plenty of times before.
Oh my God.
Right, but remember, Jeff, not only is that
Maybe
a
try to
team
move
issue,
Brandon's
but
attack?
when you commit violations, it hurts your teammate too.
Shot
Because
clock,
remember,
correct.
violation 1
There's no shot
would
clock.
be
Think-
your teammate
Right.
having to
No shot
remove the
clock.
first
Shut
block
up.
you touch.
Right. Brandon touching his watch. I don't know if he
That
has
was
a
a
date or
direct-
something. Remember, all rules come from the man in the stripes now.
Right, Jeff.
Big Ev is being-
That's been a trend in our first 6
yep.
broadcasts when the contestants try to talk to the broadcasters as if we have any say.
Some people stunned
That
to
was
learn
already-
you didn't make the rules.
Hey, we got to push that in a little bit. Clean this
Come on,
up.
Spoder.
Just a little bit forward on this side, please.
Big
Spider
Ev being
telling
nice
the
and
rookie it's
delicate.
not
Glenny,
quite
maybe
good
just
enough.
do it.
And there's our
Yeah.
sky
That
can.
looks
Ev
good.
showing off some skills just there, PFT.
Proceed.
I wasn't positive.
What's that, Jeff?
Ev was showing off some skills
Yeah,
just
he,
there,
you know, he's
PFT.
got very delicate fingers. One thing, you notice about Big Ev right off the bat, great handshake, but smooth hands, like he's never worked a day in his life.
So back down to Nate. Mentioned 2-0, the 5'11" man from Columbia, Maryland. He said back to that disqualification on Glenny Balls, he wouldn't think it would keep Glenny Balls up at night, but we've seen Glenny Balls riled up over the last 2 weeks, far from the case.
I couldn't believe anything less. Glenny, I love Glenny. He's been thinking about it every day for the last week.
He's had
2
14
weeks.
days to sit on
2
it.
weeks, yeah. Jeez, time flies. Feels like yesterday, Jake. Oh, Glenny, maybe a little. PFT, I don't know if you can see. I know I don't want to bother you because that's a big sip you just took.
No, just clean out the gullet.
No, of course. You were the man down there in the grueling atmosphere. You got to take your sips there. But Glenny looks like he has a little bit of a struggle here.
Glenny is inside his own head right now. From the initial retower that ended up making it a tough shot for Ev on his second one to this pull right here, I think Glenny's making it harder than it has to be. He needs to get in rhythm. Make no mistake about it. Glenny can be an
good with
elite Jenga player. He just needs to get out of his own way first.
That's up
Glenny
to Nate to
clean
clean
up
that
a little
up.
garbage
Yep.
there.
Yeah, that's not them though. That was Nate and
The
Brandon.
middle block was placed by Nate,
yeah,
so he has
Yeah.
to deal with it.
He's
Yeah, I
right.
fucked up. I've had to deal with it.
But here we go again. This goes back
I'm
to
entering
what
the
we said
square.
earlier, Jake. Because Nate put it in the middle, though, that retower really won't be much of an issue. Now, if it was angled on the other side, on the edge, it could be a bit of a problem. Also, I want to know, PFT lost some of his burger out of his pocket there.
Oy.
Yeah, got a little pocket lettuce and some pocket ketchup. A warm thigh from the burger grease, but that's fine. Just it's a perk of the job.
We wouldn't want anything to happen to that fantastic suit.
Oh, and the thigh.
No damage.
I mean, nowhere near.
That's got to be
You
on.
want to just slide the whole thing.
Slide
Retower there
that,
for
slide that
Brandon.
towards the TV more.
Not
Just a little bit of pocket grease, pocket cheese. That's fine. Save it for later.
PFT,
Tip.
what's the opposite of soft fingers and hands? Because that's what Brandon
It's
has.
early yet.
Brandon's got ham hocks. That's what they call it down south. He's got a couple big old ham hocks there, just sticking his fist in the pie.
Miles. Miles.
Big
Ooh,
Ev
got some
has
pocket
a
mater.
full slate to work with.
Big Ev, he's starting to feel it a little bit here. He's got a groove going. There's a pace from Glenny and Ev that you can tell they're locked in.
Jeff, we expected a lot of trash talk in this one off the top. A little bit of a mild start to this one, but we expect as the tower gets higher and higher, things will heat up.
Yeah, Glenny's had a busy day. He's had a crazy day. I think he might be a little calmed down now. But again, it's early.
Shows.
It's
Very
early.
One in the box at a time, please. Glenny, wait until Nate's out.
Now, warning from Spider. You see that taped square. The only person allowed in that square is the person whose turn it is. Glenny Balls right now trying to extract block 21. He has it out, and he only has one area to go with it on that right side. Can he place it down? He does with ease.
Great play by Glenny Balls. great play. The atmosphere down here on the floor is incredible. Glenny with the spin move, acting confident, hats backwards. This man is in the zone. Forget about the demons of last week. He's on to the next one.
Great find by Brandon there.
Brandon going with that low move once again. He's got a full slate to work with up top. Jeff, what is it about this theme of Brandon kind of pulling a trick out of Big Cat's strategy of going with the bottom half of the tower?
He does like the bottom half of the tower, but again, his move of eliminating any chance at a hanging tower, that's where the tower is hanging on one block in the bottom row. Not frowned upon as somebody trying to win. People who picked Brandon and Nate love that move. Who want to or people who are up in the 39-41 range like that. People who are looking for some exciting leaning towers, things almost falling over, that's what they miss.
Yeah, 22 blocks in. This thing doesn't look like it's going down anytime soon, but that's the beauty of Jenga. You truly never know.
One thing I'm seeing down here on the ground is not a lot of communication going on between Team Brandon and Team Nate. I don't think they've spoken more than 2 words to each other this entire match. I don't know if chemistry is an issue. Something to keep an eye on because these two over here, they're talking. We're talking left and right. Brandon
Stay
also
out the box,
stepping into the box.
What is that?
You need to watch your step. Watch your step,
I'm
Brandon.
not even near the box.
You stepped right through the box.
Yeah,
We have it on
Right through the
replay.
box, Brandon.
Comically
Brandon-
large feet.
Brandon is possibly the best Jenga player in the office who also cuts his own hair. Fun fact.
Here's another look.
Oh,
wow, foot,
my.
right foot
That's-
clearly in the box.
Oh,
That's
clear
clear
warning.
warning. No violations committed, but Spider's got an eye on it, and there could be more repercussions
Go
to come.
side close to you right now. That one's way short.
I thought maybe there was just like a half a foot in the box.
Wow,
That was
entirety
whole
of that
body.
right foot. Big Ev has either side to work with here,
Fantastic pull.
choosing that near side, and his turn is complete to complete block 23. Jeff, here's another look at this tower. 23 blocks in. It's not really looking like it's going to come down soon, but you never know.
Just as you say that, though, as we get this great pan up of the tower, I think that was the biggest shake we've seen yet, at least in a couple turns. And what you'll notice there, like you said, Jake, is that there's nothing that looks like it's going to go too crazy, but even before that, you noted that the bottom half is where Brandon was attacking, and that is slowly starting to chip away. There's not much more you can do at the bottom, and it's showing now as it just moved again with Nate. And here you go.
If
If you watch these matches, this is what you're looking for.
60
You're looking
seconds. All
for
of a
the
sudden?
first twist of
All
the
of a sudden,
tower.
Spider?
When the first part of that tower begins to twist, that is where we're going to hit the danger zone. And I think we're probably nearing that, where the poles are going to get
50
harder and
seconds.
harder.
5-0
Nate going
Nate.
back to his chisel move, trying to create a Tittleman's Crest. Remember, a Tittleman's Crest, if you're new to the game of Jenga, is when you extract a block in the middle of a full slate. And that's what
40
we
seconds to
potentially
pick a
have here. As
block.
Spider adds the pressure as the official.
Timeout.
And they're going to
Time's
use their
up.
own timeout.
Smart,
Remember, Jeff,
very smart.
each team gets one
I forgot we have a
timeout.
timeout.
Let's send it down to hear what each team is saying in the huddle.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Let's get over here. We got a 3 here. What about those 2 right there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. All right. If we got 2 right there.
Yeah.
See where I'm pointing?
I do.
No, there's no.
That 2, that 1 side.
On timeout.
We'll take it out the whole time.
I'm fine.
Jeff, we have to tip
Spider,
our
are
cap
you doing
to
times now?
Mr.
Or are you
Commentator.
just-
What
Yes.
great Big
40
J
second
works
on
getting
pick
as
where you
close
just
to
fucking
their
huddle.
huddle
Starts
as
the time.
possible.
It's dangerous, too. It's dangerous to be down
40
there in front of
seconds.
these tall people. Brandon with big feet, big shoes could have
Oh,
fallen into
30
PFT at any
seconds to
moment
pick a
there.
block. All right, I want 20 seconds.
Brandon
Every
standing
time.
tall at
10
6'5"
seconds.
and a firm
You're such a
260. The
motherfucker.
tallest player we'll see here inside the Triple S today.
260.
Brandon, you gave me that number, 260.
That was a great timeout, Jake. That was a great. And you know what?
need to be
No
given
offense
that
to our
same
competitors.
time.
Very rare we say that. Usually the timeouts are
time
rather
them too.
dumb.
You need to
That
give the
was
same time
genius.
treatment to them.
Maybe pay attention to them.
All right, so Glenny Balls once again going to the top. We've seen Brandon
Like a
favor
pussy.
down low. Glenny
This one's
Balls
legal, Spider,
continues to
That's illegal.
keep up with the theme of up top. Remember, this
That's
is
illegal.
row
Be careful.
5, or excuse me, row
It's
6.
on there.
And
Slow
Jeff,
and steady.
remember, if you're new to Jenga, 4 rows down,
Brandon.
incomplete rows do count. This is legal.
Yeah, it's rare to see this many completed rows untouched at the top of a tower this late into the game. We're over, well over 20 at this point. This is surprising it's taken this long, and that means the bottom is not that sturdy. Seems to be doing good job though.
A little more wobbling up top, and Glenny Balls with this one out has a full slate to work with. Another turn complete, but Jeff, let's rewind back to that timeout. I think Nate said something to our official Spider before the timeout concluded.
Pause.
Yeah, he said
We
that-
do a little lip reading
You're a
there?
real. I'm not good at this, but I believe it's like
I am, but they
saying you're a
brought me out of the
real.
box.
God damn, I'm Ted.
You're such a motherfucker. I think that's what he said. That's just first of all wildly inappropriate and disgusting to say that to someone working as hard as Spider. But also, you want to be on the side of the refs here. You want to be on the side of the ref. Very interesting move by Nate as a competitor who's been here before.
Keep that in mind.
To rattle the cage of Spider.
I never
Yeah,
saw
you
that.
heard Joe
forget.
Buck say it
Not
after
once.
Randy Moss's moon. That is a disgusting act.
And there is that twisted tower, and that is a disgusting act. I want to back that up, Jake. Have to say that. But there is that first twist. And it twisted most of the tower, too. Usually the twists are halfway through. That twisted all, but it looks like 5 rows.
Right, and we are 25 blocks in. Remember, this pertains to question 2 on the Play Barstool at more than 15,000 of you who submitted. That first window of blocks, Jeff, it moved to
We're not
0
in
to
trouble.
30
We've done
because
this
we've seen
before.
so many long matches
It's only
that
block 25.
the odds will shift too. And this 0 to 30 range still very much in play. We haven't seen that recently.
Nate, we're in trouble.
No, we really haven't. I was surprised that only 1%
Brandon.
picked 42 plus because we've been trending up every time, and you'd have to assume the more Jenga matches we play, the better people will get at it.
All right.
So that's just not a lot.
Right.
60
2
seconds
weeks
to
ago
pick
when
that
Brandon and
block.
Nate took on Glenny Balls and Smitty, that one went 40 balls as the block, as the tower continues
poke that away,
to
Brandon.
seesaw back and forth. Brandon now all over the place with
Now
these
just
blocks
50
in turn
seconds to pick a
26.
block.
We've seen crazier tilts that have stayed up before, but that one was easily the most we've seen today. That was a huge movement of that tower.
I'm
Brandon
picking up on
has-
some body language down here on the floor. Nate almost seems to be enjoying Brandon struggling right now. I don't know what the dynamic
Erroneous.
is. He's been smiling.
Kifty's
this whole
making stuff
time.
up.
He's been laughing. I think Nate just doesn't want to lose. He just doesn't want to pick the last block.
Yeah, Nate
Please
2-0
don't lie.
overall.
Nate,
Please don't interrupt our sideline reporter.
Please don't lie to the
Nate-
Oh my God!
It continues to shift as Nate, Brandon's teammate, Jeff,
Yeah, what the
is
fuck
causing
are you
a
doing?
distraction with the sideline reporter, PFT commenter.
One thing I've also noticed, Nate is wearing some very, very tall shoes, perhaps embellishing his height as much as
Congratulate me.
2.5 inches. These things are heels, folks. These are not real shoes. I don't care what anybody says. Nate, get a pair of real shoes, buddy.
You can sense the tension, the team chemistry plummeting down between
I
Brandon
don't
and
like
Nate.
this bit.
Got a
you're
high
doing.
five denial just
You
there,
didn't high
too.
five me.
I was defending our honor.
Fifth row is also.
This row clean.
Don't let
This,
them get in
this
our
is
head.
know if that
taking
one
a
is.
turn.
One
Kifty's
below.
lying to the
I
team.
believe we were around
About
the
us.
25, 26
Spider.
area last time it took a
Spider,
turn,
this one-
too.
this one clean?
You can
This is
only
like
stay
block
calm
5.
so long in Jenga.
We're
It's
good.
three
Is this legal?
This one or this one is clean.
The incomplete rows do count, so the 2 blocks count as
Yep.
row 1.
So that would
would be
count.
row
That
4.
would be legal.
That's row 4.
Yep.
Great
Staying at the
clarification
top of
out
the
by
tower like a
Big
bunch of
Ev.
pussies.
A rookie knows it, making sure he knows the rules. That was one of the keys.
Right.
Know the rules.
Glenny Balls via disqualification on the loss 2 weeks ago. His partner Big Ev said he wants to bring it home for his partner to give him that revenge.
Not even thinking about the fact that he could just be 1-0.
Right?
Thinking about the fact that he wants to make sure Glenny is 1-1. Tough tower right now, though.
60 seconds to pick the block.
I smell like hamburgers.
And remember, you heard Spider say 60 seconds. Remember, there is no technical shot clock yet. That's just to eye in on a block. You don't have to finish your turn.
Correct, exactly. Cuts down on the time for picking one. You can, eventually you just have to go with
45
something,
seconds
and then you have some time
To pick
to
that
make
block,
that move.
Big Ev.
He's got time though. 45. That's an eternity in
Check
Jenga.
these two edges.
Glenny doing a great job coaching him up.
Communication.
No.
30 seconds to pick a block.
How about this guy? He looks kind of loose. No. Go with God.
Go with God.
This tower is really
clock
starting
stop?
to
20
twist.
seconds to pick a block.
He,
I'm just
Ev
really
is,
exploring the
Pressure
tower.
on
Like,
Big Ev.
is going to be in a tough spot here very
10.
soon.
He's picking,
9,
he's choosing, he's hunting, he's
8.
A Tittleman's crest.
And he might have one.
So this is the block we're taking. Yes.
7 rows
Sounds
in,
like he's picked this block.
and
I
it is
believe-
locked in.
I believe he's going
That
to be
block you
rewarded
have
for
to
his
Teddy
patience.
wins the race.
That was as close to the buzzer as we've seen while someone also makes a change. Usually they keep on what they've been looking at for 20, 30 seconds. Ev made a last-second change there and found a very easy pull.
So a big-time move from Big Ev. But remember, Jeff, Brandon and Nate not on the same page. Let's take a look again at what Nate did to Brandon. There was a high five attempt here, but it was unsuccessful.
Yeah, we know Nate was looking for a little gratification there after the poll. Or excuse me, Brandon was looking for the gratification. Nate didn't immediately give it to him because Brandon felt as though Nate was distracting him. High five from Brandon was more of like a, what the hell are you doing? Nate maybe thought that was a high five. It wasn't. Brandon turned to the corner, and now he sits on a stool off screen, I think in disgust.
No, yeah, and more on that. Let's send it down to PFT, who was with Nate after that high five rejection.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jeff. We just watched video evidence of you and Brandon have a little tete-a-tete there, maybe not on the same page as far as communication goes. Some would say just a straight-up punk move. What are your responses to that? What was going through your head at the time?
No, me and Brandon understand team chemistry better than anybody else. We don't need to talk until like block 35. This is beginner's stuff. This is Big Ev rookie stuff. We're fine.
You didn't look fine in the video, though. There was compelling video evidence.
Stop spreading your fake news.
He's calling us out on Jake News Media. I'm not so sure if that's correct. We've got the video right here. Let's take another look.
Yeah, we'll take a look one more time. PFT, you can give your thoughts as well. Go a little Pierre Maguire here. What do you think? That's a complete denial and poor chemistry, right?
That's just Brandon walking over into the corner. That's Nate standing with his hand up in the air. You know what? I hate to say it. I think we have our first GIF of the day.
Alrighty then.
Any gifts from Stool
Can
Streams.
search Stool Streams on, Jeff, I don't know the pronunciation of the website. Jiffy, Giphy?
No, I'm going to call it Giphy, but you can tell me I'm wrong. That's very fair.
So search Stool Streams. There are plenty of Jenga GIFs, GIFs, whatever you want to call it, used throughout social media platforms. We mentioned YouTube to watch these matches in their entirety. But here's Nate trying to pull out block 28. He just mentioned with PFT that he and Brandon don't really lock in until block 35. And Nate's ABG, average blocks per game, Jeff, is at 39 flat.
That's unbelievable. Remember, there was a point where we said that how many 40s would we see the rest of the year? Almost every game was reaching 40 the other day. Also, we did get a bit of a chirp, I believe, from Spider. A little razzing, I would say.
Oh, no! Oh, there was just a big miss of a high five right there. They regained their composure, but for a second, it was pretty bad.
This is one of your worst bits
stuff
ever.
This should be the
Of all your bits, this is one of your worst bits.
What's that? Where's that? What pit? What pit, Nate?
I think Nate's getting a little angry.
Remember, there is some history between the two. They are both from the DMV. PFT did beat Nate in Cornhole in a clean sweep last week, so Nate could still have some beef over that.
Yeah, that is true. They are friends in and outside of the office. Will that remain after today?
60 seconds to pick that block, son.
Money ball is going to the highest you can go. That is the fourth row. Remember, one block equals one row.
I don't know what Brandon just did, but he did a bit of a weird jig, like a dance.
Brandon's doing it appears to be the Mississippi River Dance is what they're calling it down here.
Glenny Balls takes off the eastern block, and now the 5'8 3/4 man from Long Island having some issues as the block becomes taller than him, but he completes the turn. But Jeff,
any more perfect going on there.
we saw that move from Brandon. What do you call
any
this?
more perfect?
PFT, yeah, that is it, PFT. That's the Mississippi River Dance, correct, yeah. The Mississippi River Dance. We've seen it a few times before. Brandon used to be a step dancer in high school before he found his love for football and other sports involving balls. But he was a big river dance, step dance guy back in Mississippi back in the day.
Right, and Brandon, when we talked to him
Nate,
in his
move out of the
pregame
way.
interview, he said when somebody like me gets involved, the stakes go up. It's no longer friendly. It's Brandon effing Walker, and it just means more.
Yeah, I'm actually told that
60
Brandon
seconds
was
to
going
pick a
to
block.
be
That's very quick.
in college. He was going to study Gaelic studies, but on the first day of class, he just kept giggling the entire time and couldn't make it past the introduction.
That seems about right.
Why? What's funny
Brandon
about
gives his usual like predetermined iPhone text response there in your interview. That makes just a, that's his signature basically in his email.
So we're 29 blocks in.
Oh, jeez.
Brandon now jigs inside the box.
45 seconds
A
to pick
potential
that block,
Jenga
Brandon.
here would be the second shortest game ever.
Brandon, sneaky
It was
athletic down
26 in our debut, where Brandon actually pulled the losing block. That's the shortest game ever in the first ever match in Stool Streams. Brandon looking to extend this match now.
Time running down. When Brandon's nervous, he does do the
30 seconds to
Starksville
pick a
hop,
block.
which you did see him do just there
Jeez.
briefly.
More twisting on the top half of the tower.
Oh no.
Brandon facing pressure. Could we have an early exit?
It is rotating down here. I can feel the breeze from this tower. I'm in the splash zone right now.
Continues to twist.
This looks like one of those
15
sunglasses
seconds.
things at Walmart or Target right now. He's just spinning them, looking at all the cheap sunglasses.
seconds.
That's not what a Jenga
Nine.
tower
Oh,
should
he found one on the fourth row.
Dear God!
Brandon Walker with time not on his side. He goes the highest you can go and completes a full slate up top. How about that clutchness from BFW?
I have seen the Milky Way, I've seen the Aurora Borealis, but I've never seen anything like that last pull by Brandon Walker. Last second, clutch move, grasp it with his big ham hock, toss it up top like it was nothing at all. This is why we play.
You can just tell he had a great strategy there, PFT and Jake. He knew that if he was going to have to do an emergency pull, he may as well do it from the top tower, so he checked the middle and the bottom. Then the emergency did happen, and he yanked that one right out.
Right, and what Brandon just did, he created a hanger on that fourth row. Remember, a hanger, when it's a row with one block, and those top 3 rows are illegal. Remember, 4 rows down is the rule.
We have not seen many warning track hangers yet in Jenga, but that is what we have up there right now. It essentially makes it that essentially makes it 5 rows because we do at least right now because that one individual block. I mean, well, you could pull it,
and you have the split bice under it. I don't know if you can pull either of those side blocks either.
Yeah, you're right. It's essentially 6 untouchable rows at this point. Though some crazy people like a Billy Football may attempt that. I don't think we're going to see that from many of these guys today.
30 blocks in. This is Big Ev's debut. Remember, he has 45 seconds to zone in on a block, and the options become more limited and limited as we move on here in match 1 of Stool Stream 7. Remember, we have 2 more matches coming later today, and next Thursday's Jenga broadcast picks are available in the Play Barstool app. Go download it in the App Store and get in on the action. A $500 progressive jackpot on the line.
Make sure to watch on YouTube though first. Get some game filming.
Smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube, and we appreciate you watching if it's on Facebook, Twitter, or on our website as well.
I'm seeing the beginnings of some fatigue
15
starting to set in
seconds
down
to
here.
pick the block.
We've got Brandon collapsed in the corner after some of his elaborate dancing theatrics. It's almost like the Deontay Wilder wearing himself out before he gets in the ring. We'll see how his stamina holds up.
6.
5 seconds to zone in on a block.
Oh, no.
Doesn't need to pull it out. Doesn't need to pull it out. Needs to pick
Next
one.
one you touch will be it. That's it. The one you touched.
This one, right?
Yep. You
All right, he's zoned in on that right block, Jeff. And the rookie is in trouble. His teammate Big Ev, or Glenny Ball, is trying to help him out.
PFT, that row looks terrible from where we are, right? that row is not in good shape.
He's speechless right now. This is a perfect time, Jeff, to remind you at home that first window of 0 to 30, a Jenga here would be a winner for the 13% who picked 0 to 30. A pivotal point here, as 13% will win or 13% will be eliminated on this block regardless.
It always seems to come down to that one block in between. It always seems to be the case with Stool Streams.
I don't know about this one. This one seems to be a load-bearing block. There's a lot of weight coming down on that wood.
The PFT, can you confirm the way that middle block is sticking out is definitely going to be a negative for him right now?
It's not helping. It's not helping, Jeff. It's an unorthodox middle block. He's going to have to navigate that as well as at least 2 of Newton's laws of physics.
Oh, Brandon
Brandon's
Walker
going for the
just
winning
put out a
handshake.
handshake to Nate. Did they just call game before this one's over?
They just called game. Don't celebrate at home yet. It ain't over. He may have to do the old yank.
30 seconds.
That might go down
Now-
as the Nate
Oh,
Newton of Stool Stream Stadium.
it's working.
Might have it.
Or was it Leon Lett? One of those cowboy guys. Leon Lett.
Who did he say?
Big Ev has some movement on that zoned-in block.
I hate this.
Shut the fuck up.
What a miracle pull.
It's out! Oh my goodness!
I don't believe it.
Brandon and Nate count their chickens before they hatch. And Big Ev puts one up top. Jeff, here's another look
What
at that
a friggin'
handshake.
pull.
It may have been cut
That was
off
gorgeous.
while it happened live, but here's a clean look at it. You see in the background, Brandon and Nate shake hands. 31 blocks in, we are far from done.
I don't blame Brandon for feeling confident mid-turn. However, to go all out for a we just won handshake, craziness. One of the best pulls we've ever seen in Jenga. I have no idea how he loosened that block up. That thing was glued in as could possibly be. Great pull from Ev. didn't show any signs of weakness or nerves, and Glenny and Evan in a great spot right now, Jake.
So the 0 to 30 mark, 13.08% of you, 2,056 people to be exact. Unfortunately, you are eliminated, but Jeff, remember, as always, there is a consolation prize. Explain more on that.
Yeah, well, if you go over 6, you have a chance to win a Barstool gift card, so stick around.
While Brandon's teammate Nate is in the hot box right now trying to extract block 32, PFT is down the stream with Nate, who gave the too early handshake.
Brandon, walk me through your decision to go ahead and execute the handshake, almost like high-stepping it to the end zone.
I'm very comfortable with that handshake.
Okay.
I still feel like we're going to win. We got the steadiest player in the world here right now. We're going to win. So it's a pre-handshake.
Was the handshake meant to make yourself more confident, or to take away the confidence of the other team? Because it seemed, if anything, to add a little fuel to Big Ev's fire.
It's a method of intimidation. It backfired. He's a competitive guy.
Well, Nate just took that out.
Yeah, see, I wasn't even watching this. I don't even have to watch Nate.
We'll see how that pans out for you. That could go down, though, as being a very bad look if the handshake does indeed portend a loss by Team Walker and Nate Barstool.
Thanks, PFT. And while that interview was happening, you saw Nate successfully take out block 32. So back to the top of the order in Glenny Balls.
Nate, very soft, squishy fingers there, able to chisel that block out. Worked very well. He's one of the best chiselers in the game, PFT.
He absolutely is. There's no question about it. I also think that maybe we can go back and take a look at the most epic Dudes Rock handshake of all time between Glenny Balls and Big Ev after that last block was pulled out. Because I'm telling you, I think we're all pregnant down here.
Glenny has the chuckle.
We knew Angry Balls might come out. Giggle Balls is now here, and that is not good either. Not good to see if you're Team Ev and Glenny.
Oh no! Giggle Balls is a winner. It's a winner.
Could the giggles come back to haunt him? Glenny Balls going to the fourth row. What a pullout by Glenny. Only has one spot to go with.
That's smooth balls down here.
Again, I can't really help but note he's doing this with one hand, and I know you could only use one hand, but most people change hands during. He has
Glenny has taken that option off the table.
Yeah, he's put himself in a horrible spot. Remember his last retower too, because of only having one hand, the angles weren't really there for him.
I'm not gonna let my bounces off a little bit.
All right, PFT mentioned another handshake as Glenny Balls cleans up the garbage on the top of that row. Here it is again. As you see Glenny and Big Ev making sure they don't reject each other.
There's a bit of oomph, fierceness with Ev as he gets the chest pound as well. When you get that Big Ev high five, when you get the Big Ev high five, you know something amazing just happened.
Big Ev's slogan went on a Gambling Cave stream, "Let's go." That was a handshake version of a "Let's go."
Big Ev's let go. If you hear the "Let's go" today, you know it's over.
Right.
Trademark Big Ev.
No one's ever said it before.
So back to Brandon. Remember, he was the one who gave off the early handshake. Now he is the one facing the pressure 33 blocks in. Funny how things change throughout the broadcast.
60 seconds.
Just relax.
You relax.
Spider looking like Brandon's son right now, standing next to him.
You've seen.
This is what they do at home. This exact setup. He dresses his son up in a referee
45
uniform
seconds.
and makes him watch play board games.
45 seconds.
We've seen Tommy Walker throughout the office.
Yeah.
A couple of times. Had his birthday party on the Yak a few weeks ago. Now his father, Brandon.
Will he be disappointed in the father?
30 seconds.
The Jenga.
30 seconds.
Remember, Jeff, on Brandon's last turn, he beat the buzzer, picking that block on the fourth row. Now he's facing some more pressure.
This thing is twisting so bad.
On that fourth row again.
What an aggressive way to attack the tower. But it
15
stays
seconds
up.
to pick that block.
All over the place. It's Brandon and Walker. Tower continues to twist.
He knows that
10
fourth
seconds
row he has a block.
9.
He's going to go back to it.
He got one out. Brandon Walker facing it all once again. An empty slate to work with. 34 blocks complete.
That was excellent work. Twisting the tower to loosen a block is something we've only ever seen from KB before. We saw KB one time on purpose twist the tower to loosen a block. Brandon didn't want to have to resort to that. I questioned what he was doing. Clearly, his game plan was excellent because he twisted it enough to loosen up some other blocks at the bottom of the tower, and you will see in slow motion the move pays off brilliantly as he hits the tower in as many ways as he possibly can, twisting it left and right. Again, it looks like one of those sunglass turn style things at like Target or Walmart, and it loosened up a block in the bottom fourth of the tower for what ended up being a pretty damn easy pull, Jake, which is fairly impressive considering where he was with the countdown. Oh, every moment he touched that tower, Jake, you just assumed this was the end. This was going to be the win for Ev and Glenny. He might have touched 15 blocks at any point during that thing, and finally, he knew he had the loosened block for an easy pull, and now putting all the pressure on Big Ev yet again.
You
Jeff,
might be questioning yourself when you see Brandon pace around the tower, just fingering every single block. But there's a method to the madness. He's poking. He's testing for weaknesses. There are no wasted motions with Brandon Walker. Each movement has a purpose.
But did he expose some free blocks now?
Jeff, I was going to say, it was more impressive that Brandon did that on top of a double hanger. There was nothing to work with, no stability under it, and now he created a triple hanger.
Exactly. Now it is a triple hanger, but he did loosen up a lot of blocks. Did Ev pick up on anything? Because I noted I saw a couple that Brandon might resort back to had he not found that one at the bottom.
This one was definitely loose, yeah.
Whoa. 60 seconds to pick a block.
That was not in kind of.
34 blocks in, and Jeff, going back to question 2 on the Play Barstool app, the most popular pick was the one we're in right now, the 31 to 35 range, picked by more than 6,000 people, which is 38% of the field. Still 2 blocks to work with, though, in terms of that.
And this is that block that I think people noted might be a little looser than the rest, but it's still a bit of a struggle because we are in a triple hanger right now, Jake.
Triple hanger down low that Brandon Walker created. Now Big Ev, the lone rookie in this matchup, facing the pressure, eyeing that 5th row. Saw some more tilting.
We're in the territory where Macy just a complete yank.
Glenny Balls crossing his fingers, you see on the right side of your screen. Now Big Ev has that one out. He can work with either side in terms of the retower process. Remember, the turn not complete until the retowering is complete. Glenny Balls coaching the rookie, his teammate, Big Ev. Trying that near side. Is it good enough for our official spider?
Looks good.
That's good, King.
It's clean.
You have a replay coming, so let's
Great job by Ev. Again, the one thing Brandon did that may have helped his opponents, as Glenny praying to the gods there, a religious man, of course. Some Hail Marys. Brandon exposed a couple looser blocks. That was the one thing that may have helped the other side. But did Nate find any of those as well? Because now the pressure completely flips right back over. That's the beauty of Jenga. The complete joy and celebration of an all-time poll goes right back into the depths of nerves as Brandon sits on the floor. Doesn't want to listen right now.
Jeff, here we are back to that pivotal point on the Play Barstool app. The 31 to 35 range is on the hot seat here. If Nate creates a Jenga, the 38% move on.
Hey, I can imagine Hayes
jackpot. A Nate successful pull here will knock out our most popular pick in question 2.
Yeah, and of course, like you were saying too, most people did not expect Brandon and Nate to lose. So every time they're up, we have a lot of people very nervous.
45 now.
We've seen a couple blocks that are really turned, but that one might be pretty easy.
Nate eyeing one down the middle. As you see his teammate in Brandon, nothing he can do about it as he sits on outside the square.
The countdown clock isn't totally
Just
towards
30
the end.
seconds
Like
to pick a block.
Yeah, it's a spider confirms 30 seconds, but he's committed to this one.
He's got it halfway out. It's on top of that split vice. Or I should say double split vice.
20 seconds to pick that
Oh,
block
it
now.
continues to come down.
Brandon,
I
I'm
haven't.
not positive this is coming out.
Is Nate second guessing this move midway down the tower?
More time.
10
His
seconds.
2-0
Is that gonna be
record
his block? It sounds
on
like
the
it may be.
line.
Yeah.
He's gonna yank. It's working though. It's
Nate
not
not
moving as
committed to
much
that
now.
block.
95% of the way out.
You got time.
It's out. It's out. He only has one space to go on top.
Two bites. Split bites for another.
I've just been warned to not do something. I don't know what I'm not supposed to do, so I'm just not going to do anything. I don't think I'm doing it. I don't think I'm doing what Nate asked me not to do.
Nate creates a full
Clean
slate,
retower.
and we are 36 blocks in, and Jeff, our most popular pick, just knocked out 38% of the field.
And just from down here on the ground, this is a creation. It is a piece of art. The top 4 levels that we're looking at right now, which Glenny's about to defile, but that's fine. It's within the rules. It looks beautiful right now. It is a perfect cube. It is just gorgeous. This is art.
Yeah, and of course the warning track, those 4 blocks, those 3 blocks in row 4 that you can
60
pick.
seconds to pick a block.
They are on top of a double hanger.
One thing people aren't talking about enough, I feel like, is that Glenny has actually taped his hand to his stomach. Let's not lose sight of that.
Yeah, PFT, you will not be doing your job if at the end of this, no matter who wins, you don't get him pulling it off on camera.
I also noticed that there might be some discomfort physically. He was wiggling around like almost when you put a sock on a dog and it's walking down the hall, just shaking it out, shaking it out. It might be starting to grate on him a little bit.
Glenny Balls aiming for a Tittleman's crest. On the 4th row, remember, this is the highest you can go. We have 4 full slates right now, full slate, a complete
30
row of
seconds.
3. Haven't seen a lot of Tittleman's crest today, Jeff.
No, not at all, and that partly goes to how things were pulled at the bottom, and he actually loosened a couple blocks above that one, but that pull ends up being great, and it's now an upside down
Wait, do I put
split
some middle or
dice.
the outside? No, the middle.
Go middle, yeah, go middle.
Glenny completes block
Got a base
37. And Jeff, let's pause to see the state of the tower right now. Remember, the record is 44. This one at
boy.
37, we've seen a couple of moments where we could have come crashing down. But right now, these 4 players are locked in.
By my count, I see only a handful, 2 or 3 blocks that can still be pulled. I think I'd say 4 or 5 blocks below the top 4 safety rows that can actually be pulled. So we're going to be working from the top very soon if this continues.
The next window in question on the play Barstool app, 36 to 38 blocks, 37% of the field, the second most popular pick. The 31 to 35 range already eliminated with 38%. And remember, Brandon to pull the losing block in question 1, that was just picked by 21% of our folks at home,
Now just 60 seconds to pick that
3,253
block.
of you.
Back home known as Brandon the Bulldozer in Jenga. He loves to attack this thing very brutally, and that's what he's doing. A lot of nudges and
50
pushes.
seconds
He's
now.
very aggressively pacing the parameter, almost like a tiger.
5-0.
He's not Brandon Stander. He's Brandon Wolf.
Now down to 45 seconds.
Brandon has fought the shot clock, or not a shot clock, the pick clock, if
40
you will,
seconds.
in each of his last few turns. Now, that row is glued in.
30
Thought he might
seconds.
have found one. He's going to move right back to the top. And that's glued in as well, Jake. Oh.
20 seconds.
Are
He
you
got a
kidding
Tittleman's
me?
crest in row 4.
Beautiful.
Jeff, another announcer's jinx, if you will. The Tittleman's crest has now come into play the last couple of turns on the top of the tower.
People like seeing it, though. I wouldn't call it a jinx. That's a positive thing.
Right,
He's
right.
jinxed it in a good way for the people.
38 blocks in, and again, Nate has 37%, or excuse me, Big Ev has 37% of our field in his hands. 5,820 of you picked that. A successful turn here, Jeff, would knock out
Crazy how good.
total more than 65% of the field.
It's crazy.
We see so many eliminated early on. Remember, if you're 0-6, you can win a Barstool gift card, so stick around.
But everyone wants the $500 progressive jackpot. You go 6 for 6
60
today,
seconds to
it's
pick
yours.
that block. 10-4.
Of course, rolls over if nobody wins, but we did see some winners the other
We
day.
had 3 winners in Table Tennis Monday. Last week, on part of a
50
triple
seconds.
rollover, we had one person win $1,500.
Yep.
And remember, because of the holiday, no broadcast Monday. We'll be back at it next Thursday with some more Jenga.
We have a bit of a removal of the tape from Glenny. He's just fixing his hand, fixing his hand.
Hair hurts.
That
in
was
pain.
partner Big Ev making
30
his
seconds.
Stool Streams debut, facing his toughest turn of his young career here inside the Triple S.
That's the one.
No visible signs
20
of nerves,
seconds.
though.
Holy fuck.
Big Ev
That thing came out.
showing big guts, creates another full slate up top, and with that move, he has just knocked out more than 5,000 people.
I'm sorry. Again, if you're defeated, If you're over, stick around.
block are we on right now?
You can still win. But as we near 40, this tower continues to stand somehow, some way. Something about this first match. The first match in every Stool Streams Jenga is always an incredible marathon to watch.
And remember, 2 weeks ago when Brandon and Nate took on Glenny and Smitty, 3 of the 4, of course, involved in this match. Jeff, it was the longest match in Stool Streams history, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Right now, this one closing in on the 1 hour mark.
Nate perplexed, but everyone's been perplexed the last couple first turns. And then they end up pulling anyway.
I know. I just wanted to see if a little taparoo.
Team chemistry issues continue. Brandon visibly frustrated by his teammates' move so far.
He's fine.
These far more daintier players.
That row's not moving.
I know. I'm just
60 seconds to pick that block, Nate. Let's work.
Just doing a little taparoo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that is.
There's nothing you can do up there.
Motherfucker.
50 seconds.
There's only 2 blocks on this board you can pick.
I know. And that's one of them right here.
40 seconds now. 40 seconds.
I don't know, Jake.
Wait. This guy can come out?
30 seconds now. 3-0.
More twisting of the tower. 30 seconds to zone in on a block for Nate. But Jeff, the timer not as important now because it is more pressure, but as Nate has some movement, there's only so many blocks you can pick from before that clock expires.
Yeah, exactly. We're moving now to a point where I see
The silent assassin
1,
down here.
2 to 3. There's honestly, there's only below those top
Middle, mate.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
rows.
make sure.
There's really only about 2 or 3 possible moves below that.
Right.
And there is 1 block in the middle. Maybe in the
That's
second,
not good
third.
enough. You got to get it in the middle.
Spider says not good enough. Remember, you must pick the left, middle, or right column. That one in the middle of both.
That's good enough.
There is a block PFT. I don't know if you can see it. It's about in the
It's
second
lined up.
third. The middle third of the tower. Then it's almost completely moved off.
I've been
You
looking
see
at
that? It's that one hanger. It slid out so much.
I don't know what it's doing out there. It's dangling over the edge like a poorly installed air conditioner halfway up a skyscraper. That could be the focal point of this tower. That's where all the pressure is going to get to. If that one gets touched, look out below. And Glenny, just smooth as you please after experiencing some previous discomfort with his taped hand. I'd like to actually talk to him after this turn and see how that hand's doing.
What a move by Glenny Balls, Jeff. No issues whatsoever. In block 41, he makes it look easy.
One of the easiest block 41s in the history of Jenga. And now, by my count, there are
Slide it this way a little.
maximum 3 more moves below the warning track, below the 4th row of the top tower.
That's block 41. Brandon sees one right away. And it's out.
We're good. Keep going.
I think he was going to say something.
Not
That's
like
all.
that errant stoppage of play. Spider just doing
Jeff,
his job. Just
with
doing his job.
this move by Brandon, he just knocked out another 10%. That means we have 98.55% of people eliminated already. The 42 plus range has just locked it in no matter how this one finishes.
The only stupid people are you and me, Jake, for the first day or last week saying that, oh, we're never really going to see that many 40-block Jenga towers. Look how many times we've seen it now.
We're going to take another brief break. 42 blocks in. PFC commenter is down with Glenny Balls.
Yeah, I'm down here with Glenny Balls, the man of the hour right now. He just had an exceptional pull immediately previous to Brandon Walker's pull, which he would also like some credit for, so credit to Brandon. But Glenny, I noticed you were dealing with some discomfort with your taped up left hand. Can you give us like a status update on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that clear duct tape, so it's kind of sticky. It hurts my hair a little bit. My back is a little sweaty from what I felt. So yeah, there's a little discomfort. We just had to move around a little bit, make sure we're good.
Okay, yeah.
As long as the tape is still there, though, and I can't get out, we're golden.
Very elegant, very
Yeah.
functional. I like it. And I also like the smooth move. You can also just
Yeah, I could
put
move
that in
my
your
arm
pocket
around.
too if you want.
Yeah, if I really want to. There's some, I can move.
Okay, I like it. All right, back to you up in the booth, Jake.
Thanks so much, PFT. And Jeff, you heard from Glenny Balls. We're 42 blocks in. We have just 228 people remaining. We have just hit the 1 hour mark of this match.
Something about this first match, it just hits differently, as the kids say, than the other matches. It always is a more marathon-based match, slower,
60
methodical,
seconds to pick
which
that
you'll
block,
love to
Evan.
see. It's strategic.
Remember, this is 42, but it is still a few blocks away from our record. That was set on August 19th. in a match that actually
only five.
included
It's only like
Mr.
50
Common
seconds,
Big
yeah,
Cat
50
versus Liz
seconds.
and Tommy, who we'll see later on. They are 2 blocks away from tying the Stool Streams record and 3 from potentially breaking it.
And here you go. This would mean if he pulls this, there are only two more possible moves on the Jenga tower below the warning track, which that is the 4th row. That's the first legal row for a pull. There's only 2 more possible moves. There's a row of 3. They can either take the 2 on the edge or the 1 in the middle to create a Tittleman's crest. That is it. They will be working for the most part for the top of the tower, and now the height has come into play.
Yes, the War of 54 is what we call it. Nearly all 54 blocks have come into play today as Nate looks to tie a Stool Streams record with a potential successful move here. 43 blocks in, 44 is the record.
It's sliding out with relative ease, right, PFT?
It's almost like the blocks are getting easier.
Wow.
Jeff, we were in a seminal moment about 15 minutes ago in this match, but I think that what you're seeing right now is these competitors are so dialed in that they're just not going to miss.
Nate is just stepping outside of the square, and stools are legal. We saw it last week. Someone stepped on the High Noon Hard Seltzer Yeti cooler, and Nate now getting creative to try to tie the record.
Now, I'm not saying I am rooting for this, but it'd be very funny if Glenny were to get on top of the stool and then just fall over and not be able to brace his fall with his hand.
You would have to know while he would lose, it'd be the funniest fucking thing of all time.
There's literally no doubt in my mind that I'm losing. Like, no, Glenn, you're already out of the equation.
Glenn, the confidence is rattled with Glenn right now.
Nate just tied the record of 44, and Glenny Balls can make history right here. A successful move would stand all alone, and he takes it out in record time.
He thought he was going to knock the...
Oh, he got Glenny Balls down.
Two-hand touch.
The unthinkable has just happened inside Stool Streams Stadium.
No way.
Two-hand touch.
Another look coming. There it is.
How did he do it?
He just did what nobody thought was possible.
He taped his
3 layers of tape before the match. But remember, Jeff, that is the first violation.
Clear as day. Clear as day. It's clear as day for some reason.
Fucking figured out. You guys got some fucking pair.
Nobody thought it was possible.
Glenny
The
does
turn
not
is
think
not
he touched
over.
It. He did.
There was no doubt about it.
I need to see it. I need to see
Clear
it.
as
Another
day.
look.
I'm crying.
Not for there is an angle. There is an angle. He did. I mean, I don't know you, Jake. It seemed clear
It was
as day.
obvious. We have a different angle. But, I mean, here we go.
That's his
is
reaction to
a little
it.
bit afterwards. There it is,
And
right
there it is,
there.
2 hands
It
on the block.
was obvious. He knows it.
I need to see it again.
We'll
Big
see.
F
what time.
doesn't believe
I
it.
think
I need to
Glenny
see it.
realizes now.
Right there,
it is.
right there.
He needs to be careful now.
Turn
He needs to
not
be
over.
careful.
Another 2-hand would be a disqualification. Turn's not over.
I haven't seen it again, Jake. Unless you didn't say that.
Taped to his body. He still managed.
But there's so much on the line, Jeff. Remember, if Glenny retowers, he will still make history with the 45th block.
Refocus.
Do not miss the fact he
Refocus.
did that after 6 consecutive dabs as well.
I fucking hate you all. I hate you all.
Where's the tape?
Oh my.
Can Glenny put this one behind him?
It's just.
And we have history inside the Triple S. 45 blocks in, a new record for Jenga.
There's just no words down here. No words to describe this. I'm sweating. I'm crying. Every orifice in my body is just exuding sweat and laughter and tears right now. Because this is the best moment in sports history.
I know.
I'll take that look.
Eventually, we'll see it. We have to see it. Now, eventually, when there's a highlight thrown online, you're going to see Glenny's face realizing that he did actually touch. And he was like, ah, shit. It was unbelievable.
Remember, before that penalty comes into play, Brandon must complete his turn. If he does finish, Big Ev, the rookie, would have to touch the first block.
Take the first block.
Take the first block, yes. Tower continues to
the
twist.
top of the tower's
60
been
seconds
loose.
to pick a
Crazy
block.
that
Stay in the
Brandon's going
box.
right to the bottom.
I can walk out of the box.
If he takes the middle, that's the last block below the first 4 rows that can be moved. If he takes the edge that remains one more move.
50 seconds.
And that thing is moving left and right, back and forth.
Keeps on twisting. Brandon Walker has defied the odds before in this match. Can he do it one more time?
40 seconds, Brandon. 40 seconds.
We've already set a new record. 45 blocks, the most we've ever gone. Top half
30
continues to
seconds
move.
now. 30 seconds.
Oh, it continues. Oh, back and forth. He lets it stabilize.
I can't believe the one he's pulling right now.
20 seconds.
Is he going to move? He's going to change course.
He has that full slate.
Oh,
There it
And there it goes! Take that to Brandon Walker! And Glenny Balls, indeed, gets his revenge!
Let's go! And Glenny.
Unbelievable stuff from Glenny, Big Ev, and Brandon and Nate as well. But Glenny gets his redemption. Look at the excitement. He hulked his way out of the tape. The units celebrate. What a win. Ev not just happy he won 0. He helped Glenny get redemption. The rookie had some of the most unreal pulls we've ever seen in Jenga. Glenny fought through the dumb decision to tape his hand, though maybe it wasn't so dumb after all because he touched it with 2 hands. I can't believe it. That match might be the best we've seen yet, Jake.
Pure elation. And for more, we're going to send it down to PFT comments. We're in the winner's circle with Glenny and Big Ev.
Elation is not a word that I would use to describe this moment right now. I don't think that God nor Webster has created a word nor defined one that can really encapture what we've just seen in the last couple minutes here. Glenny, your hand was taped to the side of your body specifically to prevent a double-handed violation, and yet somehow you managed to commit one. In that moment right afterwards, walk me through what was going through your mind.
Yeah, I mean, it was a scary, scary moment. It kind of I fucked up. I know I should probably, for next time, tape my actual hand, not just my wrist. Get that hand wrapped up, like playing with the club, like I'm Clay Matthews or some shit. But nonetheless, I'm happy we won. That was beautiful. It proves karma's real. Karma's real.
Yeah, maybe just cut the hand off next time.
I probably will.
Big Ev, this was your Stool Stadium debut. You're a rookie at Jenga. You seem to perform admirably out there. Was fatigue an issue given the length of the game? It was, I believe, an hour and 10-minute long Jenga match.
Not at all. I mean, the word rookie was getting thrown around a lot. I was here to make a statement. Glenn needed revenge. I was here to make a move for my guy. I had to come through for him. I said before, Jake asked me before, I respond well when I'm thrown in the fire. Thrown in the fire, here to stay.
Absolutely. Thrown into the crucible, and it merges on a crucifix. Well done. Who do we have next today, Jake?
We've got $20 Chef, a fellow rookie. Big Ev just picked up his first win, and Vibs, who trying to get redemption after pulling a losing block in his last performance. And a couple of other players, a duo actually making their return here inside the Triple S, Rhea and Trent. So we still got a lot more Jenga for you. And an update on the numbers. We mentioned just more than 1% of you picked 42 plus in question 2. That was 45 plus. Excuse me, 45 on the dot, which was a new Stool Streams record. Standalone, 44 was previous, 45 today. So 228 out of more than 15,000 selected that number. And Jeff, before we move on to our second match, let's take a look back at what was an instant classic. 45 blocks, a new record. It started off with Glenny Balls being taped up 4 layers. And then things began to keep going. We saw another burger inside the Triple S.
Classic pocket burger from PFT.
Glenny Balls was going to ensure that no matter what, he could never touch with 2 hands with all of that tape, right?
There was only one thing I knew would not happen there, and that'd be Glenny Balls touching the block with 2 hands. But you'll see in a second, anything can happen. In Stool Streams, we saw the Mississippi River dance from Brandon. They had a great timeout, probably the most successful timeout we've ever seen in Stool Streams. Brandon twisted the tower multiple times. Big Eb, the rookie, made some of the better pulls we've seen from anyone, let alone just being a rookie. Brandon put himself and his team in some tough spots, but they were able to pull through each team until we got finally to a moment later on in the match involving Glenny Balls. As you see Brandon there with that twisted tower, making one of the more elite pulls we've ever seen. But Glenny Balls and Big Ev, obviously as the winners. Story of the match, Ev the rookie, and then Glenny at one point in the match, even though his hand taped to his body, still touched the block with 2 hands. And defying all forms of logic, Jake. And he put his team in a position, which we haven't seen this yet. He put his team in a position to have to pull the first block they touched, but they never got to that moment. It was so late in the match that Brandon ended up pulling the losing block next. PFT has been laughing for 15 consecutive minutes.
I can't believe it. I can't believe what I just saw.
It's just
it's just amazing. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Big Ev taped him and Spider taped him. They went around his body 3 to 5 times, and he still managed to take his hand and touch the block with another hand. I just don't believe it. I can't believe they won, but I'm happy for him. It's been a tough 14 days for Glenny.
Speechless, and we'll see that match in its entirety on our YouTube page later. But now let's fast forward to match 2. We'll take a deeper look here at our contestants. It is $20 Chef making his Triple S debut, and Vibs taking on the familiar duo of Rhea and Trent. A deeper look at our quartet today, Jeff.
Yeah, Rhea and Trent, they've been in here before. Again, like I said, they've played well. They've just been stuck in positions where no matter what block they pulled, the tower is coming down. So they're confident in their abilities. They think they're going to win today. Chef's been playing Jenga, it sounds like, his entire life since he could walk. And we saw Vince is a pretty darn good player the other day, too, with Robbie, though he changes it up, goes with someone maybe a little more familiar with him, though, as his teammate. So a pretty good one here. 2 teams where they know each other very well. Chemistry should be high.
All right, it is time for match 2. And, Jeff, a friendly reminder for our contestants, the order. Chef, Rhea, Vibs, Trent. Chef, Rhea, Vibs, Trent. This is questions 3 and 4 on your Play Barstool app. Go download it in the App Store. Our next contest, the selections are already available for next Thursday. Thursday, remember, because of the holiday week. But right now, Jeff, we're down to 47 players still alive after one match. We could easily see a rollover to next week's broadcast. But now we will begin match 2. $20 Chef the Rookie starting things off.
I just still can't believe so few people picked the tower. I know 40 is the rarity. You don't see it all the time, but to only pick, only 1% picking 41 or more is just stunning.
It's a 2-hand touch.
Oh, 2 hands! And the rookie with the ultimate wake-up call inside the Triple S on block 1, Jeff.
We don't miss.
If you're going to do it now.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
If you're going to have the infraction and learn your lesson, do it now. On the flip side, though, that's a long game. Like Rhea and Trent, they'll obviously have a little bit of a wiggle room throughout the game. You now have no wiggle room. But Vibs will be able to pull a fairly easy block with the violation. So that's, I guess, the silver lining.
So that was $20 Chef's fantastic welcome to this building. And now Rhea, who is 0-2, looking for a redemption herself. In her last meeting in this room, she actually pulled the losing block with Kate. But, Jeff, it's important to note, that was against Caleb and Roan. And Rhea mentioned there was so much distraction outside the tape square. Once she realized she can go through that, she can go through anything.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have anything to say about that match at this point anymore.
Vibs.
It was lunacy, that match.
It was a disgrace to the sport, Jeff. You're doing it a little bit too much justice. It was a disgusting act.
Hey, what's my penalty? Go ahead.
You got Spider.
The first block you touch is the one you must remove.
Okay.
First block
well,
touches.
damn.
Which, again, if that's going to happen.
This is the best time for it to happen.
May as well be now. But, yeah, that match, Rhea went through the ringer on that one, as did Kate. Trent, maybe not as much. Trent was not here that day, but he's definitely heard about it. It can only be easier than that for the rest of their time here.
Rhea and Trent were actually a duo in our Stool Streams debut when it was myself and Dave Portnoy here in the building.
He did not.
They actually lost. Trent pulled the losing block, 29 blocks in, so a lot of beef with the blocks in this
60
one.
seconds to
Vibs,
pick.
Rhea, and Trent have all been on the side of a losing block before, Jeff.
They have.
He touched that block. That is the block.
It's a tough feeling, and now Vibs did commit to this block that you'd have to assume this would be an easy.
I don't know how this spot. He's got 6 different blocks moving at once.
I know.
Did we speak too soon, PFT? This tower looks like it's not in great shape.
I don't think it's well constructed at all, Jeff. This tower is being manipulated by just. I don't even know which block he's touching right now.
Oh my!
They're all moving.
Imagine.
Holy cow!
2 blocks in. Could we see the shortest match
there's a
ever?
block that's
Right
shaking
after
down
the
there.
longest.
What the heck?
It'd be a real shame.
It is just not coming out at all. We said this would be simple. This would be easy. But the infraction is hurting them.
This is unbelievable.
Oh my
This thing is just
goodness!
crumbling
Remember,
before
if
a
one
very-
block falls on the ground,
It's gotta
that's
be
not
that
the
block.
block you're touching.
You can't
It's a
be-
Jenga. It doesn't have to be a complete tower to fall. It's one
Can't
block
touch the other
aside
blocks.
from
You
the
just
block.
gotta-
supposed to whisper while I'm going?
No. Tone them.
We've already rattled 2 blocks in.
Vibs is feeling it.
Whoa.
Jeff, you played table tennis for the first time. You realize the golden rule.
You can't touch
Don't
those
listen
other
to the
blocks. You can't
announcers.
touch that
Bibbs
block.
is having issues
You
as
only touch this
Spider,
block.
making sure he follows the rules.
If that block falls, this is over. I think he.
Vibbs got it out.
Let's go, Vibbs.
But we have a
that's a
twisted
nightmare.
top
That's a
third of the
nightmare.
tower already.
You have to proceed. The tower's the tower. You got to play. Let
That's
it
a
go.
nightmare.
This tower is a disaster
fix it?
area down here.
There's something about the first game always
What's
going
the
long.
extent of
What
fixing
if
it?
And then the next two, they
Adjust
seem
anything?
to pick up to a different
Don't touch anything.
pace.
Before you know
And that's what we get
Just
already.
let it roll.
3
Just
blocks
let it
in.
roll and be
Look
good.
at this tower.
Blocks in.
Can I fix it
They
or
can,
no?
they can, of course, fix blocks, but you run the
want
risk
to?
of knocking the tower over. Just
Do we
like
want to
a
fix it?
fixing a retower, you can twist it in any way you want, but if you knock it over, you knock it over.
So PFT looking for an exact height of this tower. Remember, we're only 3 blocks in. Trent's making his first turn right now, and the strategy is already at a high portion.
Because I can.
Two
Yeah.
foot tower.
survive
This
this penalty,
is-
you're good.
Now that one's moving like crazy.
This is
I might just
stunning, Jake.
I might just leave it.
Leave it.
This thing is
That was a smart move.
UGLY.
Trent going to avoid whatever you want to call the top third of that tower. Aims for a Tittleman's crest 2/3 of the way down and has no issues. So
I mean,
let's see
that's
if we
gonna-
start to get
I don't know
some
what's gonna.
more settling in from each of our players. And here's $20 Chef, who, remember, is a rookie and committed a violation on his first ever turn.
You had that infraction very early. Almost cost his team the victory in the first 4 moves.
Guys, I don't think this one's going for an hour.
You say that now, PFT. You just never know in Stool Streams.
And we have the numbers in from the Play Barstool app. The rookie, $20 Chef, was the most popular pick to pull the losing block, 42%. Vibbs, his partner, was the least popular at 17%.
Again, Vibbs was very strong with Robbie. He was put in a tough spot, though.
The penultimate row for Rhea. She takes out another Tittleman's crest to create another full slate. And we are 6 blocks in.
Just
Rhea
well
with some
done.
quiet confidence down here. I don't think she ever had a doubt which one she was going to take.
Right, well,
I'm a
PFT,
big
back to that match last week.
Look what you did up
She
there.
said,
Yeah, that's
what a
wild.
nightmare.
win or lose,
actually
going
hate
through
you.
that,
Forward
she
spot.
can
Yeah,
play
yeah,
anyone the
we're
rest of the way.
I don't know
I'm a
who
big
that's gonna
fan
end
of
up hurting the
Tillman.
most, but
Tillman's crest.
Tillman's crest. It's like the
Rhea
Salisbury
told you she
flop.
was pumped that it
Oh,
wouldn't
it's
be
about to
as
happen
weird of a
again.
match as last time. But look what I don't know what
agent of
You
chaos.
deserve-
Spider-Man over here. Everything it's just sticky.
He's an agent of chaos.
You know, it serves him right for all those behind the bar, lowering the bar challenges that he makes us do.
It's making it harder for us.
Finishes another Tittleman's crest as Trent tries to chisel down low.
Numbers on 0. What are the numbers on 0 to 30 for this one?
Just 13%.
Easy. It's coming out.
But remember, Jeff, entering this match, only 47 players stayed alive after that marathon of a match won.
Where do I go here? Middle?
Just can't believe how twisted this tower got off the start.
I'm still thinking about Glenny Balls touching the block in this second.
Jeff,
That's an immediate Stool Streams Hall of Fame moment. I don't think we have a Hall of Fame yet, but that
No,
will
it's
be
just
the
that.
first inducted moment.
while we're on the topic of short matches, this one could have ended really early. Still can, but when Rhea and Trent were together on our debut back on August 12th, their 29-block match was the second shortest in Stool Streams history. So when this duo is paired together, usually things won't go that long.
They are methodical players. Trent's a confident player,
It's
too.
only it's unfortunate because we lost. You know,
Right. Meanwhile, like, we played.
I think we played
perfection.
well. I think so too.
Trent saying he couldn't believe it when they lost.
Right.
I couldn't.
I will say, like, NFL players don't have to listen to the announcers roast them while they're trying to catch pass, you know?
True.
Jeff, you ain't in the NFL, dog. Sorry, that probably should have came from the booth.
Spider doing a great job
ain't
as
in the
always.
NFL, dog.
Not as hard of a day for Spider as
Yeah.
last week.
Right.
Last week
I know.
was
This is
brutal.
harder.
Spider did editorialize with the dog. That was his,
He did
his
add.
choice
He
to
did
that.
add the dog. That is true. We did gloss over. I will say though, we did gloss over something. Be nice to the ref because last game Nate was not, and there was one point in the match there was chaos and you couldn't hear it. But Spider did a bit of a chirp. He kind of roasted Nate a little bit
should be all right.
mid-turn. It was some payback for an earlier comment.
All right, Jeff, as we begin to settle in
Yeah.
the second
Confused
match,
on
your
where
keys
I
to the match
put the
presented by
blocks
Heine and
at.
Hard Seltzer.
Yeah, like we said about Vibbs, $20 Chef has very oddly specific Jenga background facts. So whatever those are, use them to their advantage. And again, Rhea and Trent, there's going to be no shenanigans this time. Though I guess whatever happened could be counted as a shenanigan, the third pole of the match. But none of that this time compared to what they deal with Roan and Caleb, at least what Rhea and Kate did. And then backup Trent's guaranteed. Trent basically guaranteed a victory here today.
He did indeed. And
did
we're
do
going to
that.
send
I
it
got
down
carried
the
away on my
stream
phone
to the
call.
third
I
member
got carried away on the
of
phone
member of
call.
our crew.
Oh,
PFT
sorry.
commenter, PFT, you have a new toy/gadget that came into
yelling
the
in my
office,
room
don't
about
you?
it.
That's right. Yeah, we got a bigger thermometer this week. So let's take a quick temperature check down here on the Stool Streams floor. It is 70 degrees, perfect Jenga weather. This is the type of weather that you'll have to plan. Slight breeze, but feeling good. No viscosity on the blocks, no humidity, no precipitation. This is what I call Jenga weather.
Seems to be moving up and down degrees every that's the weirdest thermometer I've ever seen.
Now, Jeff, while we're on the topic, when you walked into the Triple S today, you felt like it was noticeably warmer.
It actually is. Like I know we make that every time. It's not. It's honestly not a complaint. It's just this room is super cold. But today, I don't think it is as much. It feels a little warm. Maybe as the season turns, this room. What if it just became like a sauna during the winter? It just became a very hot room.
It could indeed. But Jeff, how do you think the humidity, now that it's a little bit warmer, how do the blocks react? How does the wood react with the humidity? PFT, do you have a touch on those blocks? What do they feel like right now with
Does
the
wood
warmth?
expand in the humidity, PFT?
Wood expands in moist environments, from what I know about it. I don't know if it's expanded so far yet. I haven't got a chance to finger the blocks or manipulate the blocks today. But I expect that they're pretty good. I think that these are pretty dry blocks with some nice traction on them. So no slipping, no sliding, just some smooth play.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Commenter. We're 14 blocks in. Remember, $20 Chef the rookie committed the violation on block number 1, the earliest violation in Stool Stream's history. Can't go earlier than that. But he and his teammate Vibs have started to lock in here as we are halfway through that first window on question 4 on the Play Barstool app. Go ahead and download it. Make your picks for next Thursday's broadcast. 12%, pick the 0 to 30 range. And a move here by Jeff Vibert
Take that one
would
block
make
in
it
the middle
15
and
blocks.
just go.
He may be retwisting the tower back to its normal position.
60 seconds to pick a block now.
I think what we're seeing here is Vibs is settling in. He's figured out a method that works for him. It's effective in the short term, but again, I think the biggest thing that we'll keep our eye on is the state of the tower. It is a bad tower through and through, make no mistake about it. I don't care how good you are. Oh, almost a double-hander from Vibs. He recovers.
That would have been it. That would have been the end of the match. Well, at least the option for the end of the match.
Remember, if it is 2 violations, the opposing team gets an option to take the win. And the lone instance as Trent nods his head as a no-brainer nod.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Do not violate this twice against Trent because he will be walking out of here with that W very quickly, no hesitation.
Good work. Good work.
Right. Friendly reminder, Jeff, you can switch hands.
Right.
Glenny Balls didn't give
Which
himself the
is-
option with the
Yes.
tape, but you can switch hands as long as it's not 2 at the
Which
same
is
time.
what made Glenny's thing so crazy. But again, Glenny did touch it with 2 hands still. So.
Yeah, I think.
You think that?
Yep, you got that one.
Chiseling out a potential Tittleman's crest 1/3 the way down. And this 5'11" man from Iowa takes one out with ease as Trent completes another turn. Jeff, we hinted at Trent nodding as in a no-brainer if the opposing team makes a disqualification. Look at that on the right side of your screen. No-brainer for them if they complete the violation.
The very Midwest blue-collar guy. Doesn't really matter how he gets the W or the paycheck. He's going to take it. So, again, don't violate twice against Trent because there will be no mercy. The game will be over.
And that's another warning for a rookie and $20 Chef, the 41-year-old. One more violation. We'll end this thing.
Great teamwork down here between Trent and Rhea. The communication is great. I really do think that some of the things that they've faced in the past have really brought them to this point where they know how to execute on the Jenga floor. They know how to work as a team. At this level, everybody's really talented. It's more about the chemistry.
No doubt about it. And Jeff Vibert did tip his cap to this duo of Rhea and Trent. He flat out said, Jeff D'Lo, that it makes him nervous with these two together. Remember, they have a lot of bonding outside of this room. They're both big fans of The Bachelor.
Yeah, they're friends, and that's been a big thing in here. Friends have typically played well together.
50 seconds.
I may need to remind you, but I think most people who win are typically friends and not just random selections.
Usually, because we just saw Glenny and Big Ev pick up the W. Rhea has some momentum on that far side block, and she says to her partner Trent, will you accept this block?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That was good, Jake.
Thanks. Delayed reaction. I tried to land it. But
I'm really nervous about it going up there.
Let you
gonna
mic
make
drop
the
that
weight
one on your own.
Jeff D'Lo, not a fan of it.
Nah, it's a mic drop.
Yeah.
You know what?
Anything I would have said would
It's
have
gonna
just
fall.
sullied it.
Wait,
Fuck
just
me.
no. It's okay. It's okay. Just try to push it. Yeah. Oh. Is it
It's
gonna?
gonna fall,
if
yeah.
you let go of it, you think so?
Yep.
You think?
Rhea doesn't believe in it.
I don't see.
Where could it fall? Oh my! Oh my goodness! The shortest match in Stool Streams history! 17 blocks!
I can't tell.
Double the match, double the history. We saw the longest match ever, and now the shortest match ever. 17 blocks, and Rhea ends this one out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's just, again, it's very tough to see because Rhea's been a part of 3 losing situations where she's been on kind of the wrong side of other people making mistakes or doing heinous acts that have hurt her, and now she's down there, Jake, and we're going to have to hear she seems pretty irritated.
Rhea can't believe it. She is alongside Mr. Commenter.
Rhea, a short Stool Streams match for you today. I know things have got to be going through your mind right now. What were you feeling on that last block? Was it unsure from the second you put it down, just the entire tower off kilter?
It was going to go down no matter what I did. I also said that if I lost this match against $20 Chef and Vibs, I would quit. So I'll let everyone know what my position is here in the future.
Wow, so it sounds like Rhea's retired. Fortunately, you've got a great teammate that'll help you pack your bags. And
Oh
wheel
no,
them out the door.
not quit Jenga, just quit in general. Like I would just walk out of this company. So we'll see. I'm heated about it.
All right, well, we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully you don't quit over a Jenga snafu. But, good match. You gave it your all. It seemed like that tower was destined to fail. So
it was Vibbert's
it's
fault.
not you. It's the tower.
It
happens to a lot of guys.
I think I hate Vibs forever now. But yes, it was a good game.
All right, back to you in the booth, Jake and Jeff.
Thank you so much, Mr. Commenter. And Jeff D'Lo, we just got word. Not only was that the shortest match ever, the entirety of our field in the Play Barstool app has been eliminated. We have an automatic rollover. This third match, we're still going to give it to you. It'll still be great entertainment and excitement on whatever platform you're watching it on. But nobody is winning today.
Someone will win.
Someone will win the $50
Barstool gift card.
Yes.
If you're 0 for still, if you're 0 for bad at math, 4.
Yes.
If you're 0 for 4, you're still alive. That was tough to watch again. A week after she had to deal with Caleb and Roan in what PFT called a disgusting match, where she lost despite the fact the other team had warnings and violations. Jeff Vibber had one of the crazier turns ever after $20 Chef had a violation on the first turn, and it doesn't hurt them. They walk away winners. That's just tough to see.
Jeff D'Lo, only 17 blocks, but there was still a lot that happened in this match. Let's start off from the top. We mentioned another rookie making his debut here inside the Triple S in $20 Chef, and it was a very rude awakening for the man from Los Angeles as he pulled a rules violation on the first ever block. But Jeff Vibs and Rhea, it was just a weird match.
Yeah, and
overall.
you can see the tower looked bad off the top. A 2-foot tower, typically the standard height of the tower. And Vibs, look at this pole here. He thought he was going to knock it over on his first turn, and it stayed up, but it just hurt the rest of the players. And again, as we've seen, we've mentioned it with Rhea and Trent, Rhea and Kate, sometimes no matter how well you play, it just comes down to the type of tower you're faced with when your turn is there. Sometimes there's nothing you can do, and Rhea said there's nothing she could do there. It was going to fall down no matter how we were retowered. Again, we'll go back to Chef. He mentioned to you that he started out as a youngster with the OG Jenga set. He said he would play a lot of in ski lodges after hanging up the skis. I didn't know that was a ski thing, but a veteran made a fairly rookie mistake there, but it kind of worked to their advantage, which is brutal for Rhea and Trent, who get hurt by quite the bad pull from Jeff Vibert off the top. I really thought that Vibs was going to pull it. Now, look, I wasn't rooting for a short match, but just like it would have been funny if Glenny would have knocked it over on the first turn. Anyone knocking over in the first 4 turns will be very funny when that inevitably does happen.
No doubt about it, Jeff. Let's get one more look at the shortest Jenga in Stool Streams history. Rhea pulling it at block 17.
There's the realization.
Yeah, and Rhea and Trent, they knew right away. To their credit, if you will, if you want to find small victories, moral victories, they knew they were going to lose.
Trent was doing his best to kind of put the morale up there, and Rita did a good job at keeping the thing sturdy. And you can't even tell from here that it's going to fall, but she could feel the weight shifting in the wrong direction. Last week, she again was put in that situation against Caleb and Roan where she knew no matter what pull she made, that tower was tumbling over, and it happened again. There comes Vibbs walking on screen, knowing he's about to win. Just dejection. It's tough to watch for two veteran players like that. As we do get ready, we'll have the next match here in a moment. And remember, if you are 0 for 4, you still have a chance to win a $50 Barstool gift card.
Not a matter of if. You all are 0 for 4.
Yeah,
or some people, I guess.
Yeah. Some may have 1 or 2 still hanging there.
Right.
But this will roll over to, but remind me, next Thursday
yes.
in Jenga, which we do have some pretty crazy matchups next week as well. The next one we have here will be KB and Tommy Smokes against Liz and Roan. Roan part of that fiasco last week, that crazy match. But the ones next week are great as well. We have KFC, a big Jenga shit talker. We saw him do one of those yank polls on his Instagram, I believe, which that's a bit. You're not going to find yourself
There's no
with
pressure.
That's not gonna, the way he had the tower. I find it unlikely that will happen. But he is a big Jenga shit talker. We also have them going up against the Yankee boys and Tommy and Hubs. Another match next week. We have the Donnie, Chef Donnie, and Wonton Don taking on Liz and Trista. And then Billy and Nate, which I don't even know how Nate's going to survive that. Billy known for his psycho shit, as he says, with Jenga. May do some crazy moves. He does weird.
Is a little behind the scenes of the tower being constructed. I made a time-lapse video of it for you all to watch here on my phone. Now, I mistakenly recorded in slow-mo, so I'm going to have to go manual time-lapse, but it's better than no time-lapse at all. Look at that go. Look at that go. Isn't she beautiful? Look at her go up, and there you have it. And that's how we make a Jenga tower. Back to you in the booth, Jake. Back to you in the booth.
Thanks so much, PFT.
The features of his iPhone.
And great job to our guy Max running the camera right now. And it is time to begin our grand finale. It's Liz and Roan versus Tommy Smokes and KB. Again, the order: Liz, Tommy, Roan, KB. Liz, Tommy, Roan, KB. So Liz, the 78-year-old, 5'9", from Texas, will begin things off.
Liz.
And remember, in her lone previous match, Jeff, she was the one who pulled the losing block with Tommy as her partner.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that was the longest match ever. And that was another one where you're just in that situation where no matter what, someone's going to stand up there and knock it over, and they're going to have no ability to save it.
Oh, fuck!
Suddenly, off screen right now as Liz tries to focus, Roan begins where he left off last week with tons and tons of theatrics. If you weren't with us last week, you can watch the match on our YouTube page, Jeff. Roan and Caleb, they did a lot.
What are you talking about?
Oh dear. We've got chaos down on the
I think
floor.
that's an automatic disqualification.
The order is not correct. We only said it 8 times that the order was Liz, Tommy, Roan, KB.
So that could be my
Tommy, next.
No, it's not his turn.
KB, next time you go, you will have to remove the first block you touch.
That's what I was going to do anyway. That's how I play.
Boo.
So I don't know if so they're going to, will he go again next? They're sorting it out.
So now Tommy has to go, right? I think.
No, KB will go again. That was Tommy's turn.
Look how great Spider is.
We do have
on
a
top of
replay.
it.
So Tommy never has to take a turn?
Well, eventually. Then I skipped one turn.
So I could go several in a row right now if Liz just didn't want
It's
to.
a violation against Tommy because they went out of order. Tommy was penalized. KB also is penalized because the next block he touches is the one that he must pull from the tower.
You have to wonder if maybe the cauliflower ears affected KB's hearing of the order of Jenga pullers.
When was it said?
KB, they said about 8 times off the bat. Did you not hear it?
I wasn't listening. I ignore it.
So KB, so you have to pull the first block that you touch.
First block you touch.
Again,
we got this, KB. We got this.
Stop.
Hey, Mr. Commenter.
I will say,
Which one should
that
I
last
get?
time, $20 chef violated on the first block he pulled. And then we said it would be easy. If you're going to do it now. But Viv's kind of.
So that's the one.
Oh my goodness.
It's glued in. Again. Could we see another record broken?
Oh, we got to stop speaking so soon here. It's not that easy.
No, he's not, Tommy. Shut up.
I'm allowed to remove my hand.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's just your block.
Just give me
Terrible
some time.
instincts from KB
He
here.
has to remove that block. He can move his hand, but it still has to be that block.
PFT, you have a better view. How glued in is that block that he's zoned
It's
in on?
definitely dealing with some downward pressure here. This block is not going anywhere
timeout.
easily.
And they're
Good timeout by KB.
They'll
down
use their
here.
low timeout. One timeout per team. Let's go down the stream and go inside the huddle with Tommy and KB, who are using their lone timeout.
Don't let him switch blocks.
You know what?
Which block was it?
That is the correct block.
That's the block. That's the block. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's
All right.
the one.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
They did not say one word during their timeout, Jeff.
Hey, no matter
I think
what
he just
happens-
wanted
That's
to
not-
delay
which one were
what
you
he
pointing
was
to?
doing.
The one you just touched. No.
Which one? This
Stop
one?
mucking it up.
No.
This one? No, you pointed to it.
No.
That has to be another penalty,
This
right?
block.
You gotta
This
put.
He
block.
pointed- he pointed
Do
to
not
three
touch
different
another
ones.
block. I'm pointing to that one very clearly.
All right,
Touch
okay.
that block and remove
lot
it.
of confusion here.
Some debate about which is the official block. Remember, this is a penalty because KB went out of turn. He zoned in on that western block. Remember, he's a fan of the eastern block with that famous move, the Nuremberg nudge, but this is the total opposite of his comfort
He
zone.
can't, if he nudges here, that thing is going over.
I say we just go for it. We got bottom line.
Didn't you have a bit prepared?
Yeah,
So
well,
you
I
might
was
as well
gonna
get
say
it in.
We did say it would be the funniest thing if somebody did lose in the first 4 turns.
We have bottomless brunch on Saturday no matter what happens here.
KB and Tommy, they actually do have a lot of chemistry outside of this room. They actually get bottomless brunch together here in New York City quite often.
Pants
Yeah,
off?
they do. Yes.
No, I'm not.
Crooked
Prove it.
knife, agave.
Cooking knife's good.
Free
Outdoor
ass
patio's lovely.
Tommy.
He's the mimosa
What about
guy.
time?
60
Don't we have a time
seconds to
limit here?
extract. 60
Yeah,
seconds
you-
to extract that.
Show
block.
me the clock. Are you just
60
counting in your
seconds.
head?
Did you have any other
3.
brunch
There's the
scopes lined
official.
up?
You never want to see that
I was
motion.
gonna say you get virgin bellinis.
Okay, yeah,
and then
that's
until
good.
you popped your peach.
Right, that's good.
So far, matches today.
I mean, this is just not.
A new
45
record high of
seconds
Do you
49
guys
remaining.
want
blocks.
this to be longer?
A new record low of 17 blocks. But
Ro-
3 blocks in, we can see some more history.
Yeah,
Rip it
Ro was
like
not
we-
putting up with
rip it
that
like
shit
we
today.
ripped
He
the
was locked in,
tablecloth out
making
of
sure the
Randolph
ref was on
Pier
top
that
of
Saturday
everything.
we got
It's
brunch
just the
there
correct
together.
block that KB committed to originally, and I just
Touching
I
the bucket.
I don't know how he's gonna do this, but we've seen some unbelievable stunners all day. All it takes is one block, Jake.
Nearly a 180
Pull
with
it,
the
just
top
pull it,
2/3 of the tower.
30 seconds.
We have
30
each other no matter
seconds.
what
He's
happens.
done this move intentionally before. I will say that. He's twisted the tower on purpose and has got a block out before.
That
Different hand. This is
He switched. He switched.
was close.
Close call.
This
Spider,
is
not enough
one-
evidence to call it out. And remember, Jeff, it is important to note that first out-of-turn violation is different than a two-hand
Time. It has
violation.
to be a minute by now.
No. Time subjective.
So a
real.
two-hand
20
toucher would
seconds or
not be a
less.
DQ.
20 seconds? What the fuck are we even talking about?
Just pull it. Rip that bad boy off.
As
Pop
Roan
that
gets
shark.
angrier, he gets more Philadelphian.
He does. That's a great.
He's touching the top block right there.
Jeff, on that
Fifteen
west
seconds.
side,
That one
I mean,
sounded more
we gotta be
intentional,
down to like
PFT.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just
On
gonna.
that
I'm
west
playing it
side.
out. It's gonna fall.
about 6
Jesus.
rows up. That one is
Everyone, it's
hanging
gonna
off, too.
fall.
Listen,
He-
don't
he-
say
he-
that.
he
We're not
knows
the
it's
ones that-
over.
that fucked
Could
up.
But
this
maybe
be the
not.
quickest match ever?
Oh!
KB
Just do it.
wiggling,
It's, you said 10 seconds.
Wiggling.
You said 10
Shut
seconds.
up.
7
Roll with the
seconds.
complaints.
still
7
wiggling.
seconds? What the fuck are we talking
Like a
about?
baby.
Could this be some
think
more
he's gonna do it.
He's
history?
gonna do it.
5,
This is a joke.
I
This
think
is a
he's gonna
joke.
do
This
it.
time is not real.
3.
And it's out!
Oh!
KB defies the odds, just 3 blocks in, and we are 1 cycle down, Jeff.
And now
What is the
I have
point?
to go?
What is the point of having a time limit?
Brilliant.
Back to the top of the order.
Not
for Liz.
happy again for the second straight week with the referee.
Play this real.
We were counting the whole time.
No, it's bullshit. You
The
said a
booth
minute and it was
confirmed
2
it.
minutes.
The booth
If we're
confirmed
gonna
the
have time
time.
limits, then why are
Stop
why are we
complaining.
doing
Let's
any
play.
rules?
Let's play.
Take your time.
This man's supposed to be
Roan versus
Block-
the
hey,
refs has
block
become
don't
one
lie.
of the
Get in the
biggest
box and beat
rivalries
him.
in Stool streams.
It's not the refs, it's the booth. It's the booth who's making up these
Look
rules.
at that.
So Liz with the Eastern block. Very few issues here. And she gets it out. 0-1 in her career, but on her teammate Rowan, remember Rowan and Liz teammates today. Liz said Rowan has big shoes to fill because Tommy, who's inside the square right now, was Liz's teammate 2 weeks ago.
Tommy was great. Tommy with the move, unlike Glenny, he's not going to tape his hand. He's going to stuff his hand on the back side of his pants.
He's touching multiple blocks. What are we doing there? He just touched. He's sturdying the block with his right hand. How many times are these guys going to cheat?
Using one hand.
Wait, that's a lot of.
You can touch multiple blocks with one hand.
That's a lot of built-up losses in his life coming out.
PFT, what's going on down there?
Yeah, so I've taken the liberty of measuring these blocks. Now, a typical Jenga tower is about 7 inches wide. This Jenga tower right now, at its widest, is a whopping 11.5 inches wide. It has almost doubled in size because of the twisting action from Kyle Bauer. Back to you up in the booth.
I can
Jake
fiddle with a bunch
and
now.
Jeff.
Thank you so much, PFT. 6 blocks in. KB went out of turn on turn 2.
300 seconds to
and
pick a
now,
block.
no issues again with the Western block. But remember, KB's an Eastern guy. As Jeff, we are 7 blocks in. Now, your keys to the match presented by Heineken Hard Seltzer.
It's about to go bad.
Yeah, the keys to the match. You don't expect the keys to already be all out of whack after 3 turns, but here we are. Don't let Tommy get lost in the sauce, as they say. Tommy is a bit guy himself, but he also did some moans the last time we saw him here. Don't let him get too lost, because then he may get unfocused, because he's been a great player when he is focused. And don't play too risky. KB's a risky guy, but the risk did kind of pay off.
Beautiful job.
And on the other side,
Beautiful job.
make sure Tommy does those
She
weird
didn't need to
things
cheat
again.
to do it.
Force the risky moves. Get the moans from
No
Tommy.
kid about me and KB enjoying some bottomless mimosas together every Saturday afternoon.
Tommy making another hint at a potential future date with KB at a
Not
bottomless
sure if it's
brunch.
a brag that he's going to hang out with KB or a call for more to come hang out with him.
Tommy also mentioning, in terms of chemistry with KB, he introduced KB to an artist called Tones and I that KB is addicted to in terms of listening to music.
Actually, it's a good call, actually.
Saw her live.
Tommy with the Tittleman's Crest.
One of the more popular songs ever streamed on Spotify. Dance Monkey? Dance Monkey, yeah.
KB?
I didn't realize that's who sang Dance Monkey.
Yep, that is one of the
Connect
top
the dots.
most streamed songs ever on Spotify.
Yes.
And Roan, speaking of musical talent, is
Fix
just
it on top,
flying
clean that
through
up.
this.
Clean that up.
Spider's
please.
saying it's not good enough on the
Are
re-tower.
you
Roan can't
serious?
believe it.
Roan
Turn not complete.
Roan versus the refs is somehow the biggest rivalry in Stool Stream.
Roan's turn is still going, Jeff.
In high school.
You got 10 seconds to clean that up.
Come on now.
Always complaining.
Look at all this. Why is there nothing? Why does this not have to be cleaned up?
Remember, Roan having issues with the lower parts. But remember, the re-tower and the top row is all that matters.
Yeah,
That's good,
he
that's good.
had many
Proceed.
fights with Tall
Now
Spider
it's
last
further in
week,
the
the other
needles.
official.
Why did they have to realign these?
You're good. Your turn's over.
Another look here, Jeff. Roan versus the refs becomes an issue, and now he is taunting.
Won't even look at him. Will not even look Spider in the eyes.
No love lost between these
We
two.
got to get Spider a penalty flag to just toss that up.
Tommy moan.
Oh.
Roan shooting his web all over Spider, as ironic as
The
it
moans have to come natural. I can't
KB
force
completes
that's
another
gonna be-
full slate.
Game evening out a bit, but if the last game with an early twist was any indication, this may come down at any moment.
Jeff, numbers are in from the Play Barstool app. Remember, nobody's still alive for the $500 progressive jackpot.
No,
It'll
no
roll
one
over
can
to
win.
next Thursday.
Nah,
Make your picks
damn.
now for Jenga. But Liz was the most popular pick to pull the losing block. 36% of the field. Tommy, 31%. KB, 21%. And Roan, just 12%.
I want to correct myself. Somebody can win. Somebody who goes 0-6 will win a $50 gift card. You can maybe buy part of the Trent jersey. He had the outdoors sweatshirt. You could maybe buy that. The Trent jersey, of course. The Trent uniform is hoodie, black hoodie, and or crew neck, and khaki pants.
Another Tittleman's Crest coming out from Liz with that right
Yeah,
hand. She grasps it.
Purchase any number of Stooligans, Barstool Hooligans jerseys, including Handsome Hank, the best video game player here at the office, who happened to lose to both me and Jake last night in a video game. Back to you in the booth, Jake.
PFT not even competing tonight and still calling out his next opponent. The 9 games continue from Roan.
Top 3? You're going to take it from the top 3?
That would be the
I thought
fourth.
it's top
Roan a stickler, but doesn't totally know the rules
Right.
himself.
He
I
doesn't.
think. There's an interesting mixture there.
Remember, we have no rookies in this match, Jeff. I don't know if Roan, if it's a bit, if he's playing dumb or he's just trying to get into Tommy's head.
Yeah, the fourth row, as long as the top one does have one block, the fourth row
I gotta tell you what, this is a shaky tap.
does work.
I'm noticing down here that Rowan's taking a lot of the same stances that Big Cat took against Tommy last week, which was try to make him come from behind. And it worked last week with Big Cat, but I think what Rowan's missing out is that Tommy is an emotional lover. He's not a physical lover. So even though you can replicate the physical sensation from behind, you really need to get inside Tommy's brain to make him come.
Thank you very much, PFD. And to your point, Tommy did say the only person who can get in his head is himself as the bickering continues down the street.
Like there was maybe like a, I don't know if you've seen Frost Nixon when Frost rattled Nixon. It sounds like Tommy was trying to rattle Roan last night, sent some weird voice messages to him.
Roan with no issues on block.
They were pretty friendly.
I'm saying when the president comes, it's not illegal.
I don't know what that was, but
that's a good impression. It's a good reference.
Thank you.
Sick reference. Everyone knows your references are.
KB with the Eastern Bloc, his favorite one to go with. We did not see the big-time Nuremberg nudge, but we assume it's going to come sooner rather than later.
Yeah, the Twisted Tower does make that difficult, though we've now seen KB successfully 2 times intentionally Twisted Tower.
I'm going to twist it up some more next round.
He does do the intentional twist. Brandon Walker tried to do the intentional twist earlier today. Did lose.
He failed.
Jeff, to your point, mentioning that someone will win a $50 Barstool Sports gift card if you go over 6. Right now, there are 8,406 people still 0 for 4 right now, so it's anybody's game.
You could win that gift card.
He doesn't. Fucking lose it.
Tommy doing the horse ride.
No?
Fall coming up, winter, maybe some ugly
Tommy
sweaters.
pokes back there.
Ooh, Tommy and Roan.
Whoa.
Tommy and Roan getting into it. We'll give you a better look once Liz completes this turn. But you see Roan on the left side of your screen. Here's Tommy and Roan. What is Tommy doing? Oh!
No, that is repulsive.
You know, I'm going to give Tommy a pass on this. Rowan was looking pretty thick down there. Yeah, I mean, look at those shorts.
Is that an R joke?
Oh,
get
my.
No, Rowan, I didn't. I
shaming Tommy.
Body language. Who's up, me?
Let's play. Come on, back to Jenga.
And Jeff, I know recurring part of my take guest Joe Buck was offered to do play-by-play on a certain type of event for a certain website.
What?
I'm not going to say anything there because I can understand why Joe Buck turned that offer down. If you know what I'm talking about.
This whole match has taken a real ugly turn. The vibe between Tommy and Roan, you can feel the tension, you can feel the anger and the hatred. Don't mess up.
Hey.
The sexual tension.
Wait, can I move these top blocks?
No.
You sure can.
No.
With the block, yeah, with the block.
With the block, not with your hand, which he did before.
Again, risky move because you can knock it over.
Tommy's sliding it in.
Being polite doesn't always pay off. And again, KB put him in this spot by having a tower on the edge.
I'm allowed to touch.
Tommy 0-1 in
with
Jenga,
the block, not with your thumb.
0-1 in Cornhole in his Stool Streams career, looking for his first victory.
Come on, we got to get
Roan, meanwhile, is 1-1 overall.
Yeah, he did get boat raced
There's
by
a huge
Big Cat.
gap, Spider. What the hell?
Liz not happy with our
Come
official.
on now. That's like a good inch and a half.
What is that?
Liz, what's your complaint?
Look at the gap.
Rowan
had to move like he was a millimeter off and he had to move it.
I'm being told your team placed that block on the tower.
Ooh, talk about your all-time backfires.
Because he
around with his block.
He moved it. You told him to move blocks, and so he moved it. And now we have an unstable top.
Oh, we're saying that Tommy manipulated the block that was previously placed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember doing
You told him
Tommy doesn't remember doing
it. Back using that block real quick.
I'm not touching it.
All right, then proceed.
Block number 19 complete from Roan. And the pressure goes back to KB.
I just want
to check the blood levels of Tommy's crotch right now.
KB 1-0 in his Stool Streams career. He picked up a win on opening day back on August the 12th.
Okay, we're gonna measure just if Tommy is aroused. Last week there was cumgate. He had an ejaculation incident. So we're gonna go ahead and measure the temperature, see how much blood. Oh, and sure enough,
how many blocks are you gonna touch every
73. It was up to 72. It just dropped to 69. It just dropped to 69 after it was up to 72 degrees on Tommy's crotch. We'll provide some updates on that as the match goes along.
Best in the business down there, wearing Blackjack Fletcher's hat today. His PFT.
Banging the boards
with that penultimate row.
We have not seen a hanging tower yet today.
Not today.
Fans not happy.
We have seen the longest match ever and the shortest match ever, so
which is
pretty good consolation.
You just come to expect that. The second or third match is always a little shorter. First one always a marathon. That first match, I can't stop thinking about that first match.
Right,
today.
and I should match it.
Make sure to go to YouTube to rewatch.
Right, of course, all the matches there. I should mention, Jeff, longest match and shortest match, both in terms of blocks and time. We had 45 blocks, 1 hour and 7 minutes in match 1.
Very nice,
17 blocks and 15
Very
minutes
nice.
in match
The best
2.
in the biz list.
Look, I don't edit Stool streams, but I
Best in the
imagine
biz
Glenny
list.
Ball touching the block with 2 hands.
They
Maybe
call her
a premier
All
element of
Business
that this
Pete.
week.
Yes.
A reference to All Business Pete, who's the Vice President of Technology at Barstool. We learned today.
Get a promotion today.
Yeah. Congratulations to All Business Pete on the promotion to Vice President of Technology.
Vice President of being a huge dork.
Tommy smokes.
Let me know when
the
this mic turns
highest you
back
can
on.
go in row 4. Takes out that full slate and starts to create another one on that far side.
This tower oddly looks very stable right now. Well, when you look at the top half of it, because it is twisted, we've heard rumors from KB that he may retwist the tower again.
Let's twist again.
Roan with a very quick turn. Can he retower 22 blocks in?
Oh my.
Nope, that's
We
not
are
good enough.
wobbling.
It's got to be fixed.
That's literally what they did the last time.
Look at that.
That's literally what they did the last time.
You got 30 seconds to 30 seconds.
30
to fix it.
seconds, so you mean 4 minutes?
25.
Roan and Spider continuing to clash heads. His
20
turn is not
seconds.
complete.
15.
I feel like
10.
it's 3 against 2 here.
9, 8, 7.
I gotta admire how
Nope,
Spider's
6.
calling a tight game down here.
5.
Roan is really pushing the limits, trying to see where he can take advantage of it. Spider is
What else can I do
having
here?
nothing.
It's
Right,
flush,
Jeff, you
it's
have
flush with
the-
this, it's flush with this.
All
What
right.
else can I do?
That
You
looks
have the
good, that
differences
looks
in
good.
strike zones. You have Joe West, Angel Hernandez, Spider. Depends on the day.
Some think he's an Ed Hockey, some think he's a Joe West. He's ripped.
A lot of loose burger pieces in my pocket, really disrupting the integrity of my phone.
These taller towers giving me fits.
KB
Can't
now
stand up things.
Shoes
having
coming off.
an issue. He does stand tall at 5'8", 160 pounds. The 27-year-old from Wheeling, West Virginia, a former college wrestler at Kent State.
Home to many famous alumni, Steve Harvey, Gun Girl,
And the Golden Flashes.
James Harrison,
James Antonio Gates.
Julian Edelman.
Gun Girl.
Didn't Antonio Gates go to San Diego State?
Nope. Played basketball.
Brian, Lou Holt.
Elite Eight. Went to the Elite
That-
Eight
Brian.
in college basketball.
You might have the most memeable alumni group of any college in America.
Tay Zonday teaches a course there. Chocolate
yeah.
Rain fame.
Man.
Chocolate rain.
Struggle for KB, but I think it. Oh no, it is wobbling, Jake.
Pick off. Might be easy.
He's just so cute when he pokes the block.
Clean it up. Come on, let's go. Keep
Not
working.
good enough for Spider.
So cute. Look at it.
KB
10
trying to
seconds.
push that middle block in. Nice view of our sky cam here.
It is moving. Oh, you can see from the scan on the sky cam, it's revealing
Come
slowly parts of the High Noon logo. Great drink, by the way.
The sky cam presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. Just 100 calories.
Keep pushing.
No, no, no,
Free.
no, 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 no,
No
no,
added
no,
sugar.
no, 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 no.
I got it, Ron.
Jeff just
I'll
cracked
do
one
the
open.
officiating.
No, no, no.
How
So
about that
refreshing.
sound?
No, it's not in all the way. What are we talking
That's
about?
good,
Look how far.
that's good,
Come to
that's
this
good,
angle.
that's
Look at this
good.
angle. How far it's sticking
Let's
out.
go.
It's a half inch off.
Oh, Mr. Rowe.
Stop. Look at this. Look at this. Come over here.
60 seconds to pick a block. 60
Look at that.
seconds.
Oh, and
60
there,
seconds.
actually, there was Tommy pulled out one of his favorite
Stop it.
jokes where he says someone's name and says, "Oh, come to the principal's office." It is an effective joke.
My classic joke.
Tommy known for that joke.
Watch the line, Ron.
Thick ass.
Roan and Liz.
Peel this
Liz
out,
actually requested Roan to be your partner. And Roan,
Liz, you
when
were like,
talking
last
about
week you were like, I thought we'd be partners again.
Tommy,
I didn't know.
he said that Tommy is not good enough for anybody, not for Liz, and not for himself.
What?
Tommy catching a lot of heat today.
What else was new? I was born in the heat. Don't know. Stop,
Tommy
stop.
known for his one-liners and flinching.
Excuse me, I will correct myself. Roan requested Liz
Thank you.
to
Oh,
be
okay, I feel
his
better.
partner. But Roan did say that Tommy is not
Take
good
your
enough
time,
for
take your time,
anybody.
take your
That I
time.
can confirm.
Take your time. Unbelievable stuff. Best in the biz, Liz.
why Rowan said that. He likes that he can rhyme Biz and Liz.
Rowan, the 32-year-old. Liz, at 78 years old.
No.
Tommy going to that fourth row, the tallest you can go.
The game is steadying out.
Oh, Rowan just hit my finger. That's really immature, Rowan. That's really immature.
Agreed. Yeah.
We thought this may tumble over. Remember, they still have a violation on them right now, too.
This
One
may,
more, they could
well,
be disqualified.
it was different from a two-hand violation
Okay.
out of turn.
Thank you for that. Okay.
Yeah,
This may
we
come
got
to
the
blows down
clarification
here.
from our producer, Hank, that
the tension is real. These two teams absolutely are at odds with each other. There was some
Rowan's
physical
fucking
contact down
massive.
here. This is as close as you'll see to a Jenga fist fight.
Rowan creates another full slate. 27 blocks in.
That's the reason why.
Great shot of that tower wobbling just now. Will KB retwist the tower, though? Said he was going to do it. Maybe too far into the game to try it out.
One of the refs whispered in my ear that I should.
Let's not force anything here.
KB going to that eastern block. We've still yet to see the famous Nuremberg nudge come into play. As
30
the
seconds to
tower
pick a
gets
block.
taller, time runs out for that big
30
time
seconds.
move.
He's got the timer put on him.
Give me less.
There's another eastern
Doesn't
block extracted from the
It
27-year-old.
is.
Has plenty of room to work with up top. And we're
KB's
28 blocks in. Jeff, let's look at a state of the tower from bottom to top. It started off shaky, but the teams are definitely settling in a little bit.
Yeah, actually, the top third of the tower is great. It's all about this part right here. If I was like John Madden, I would circle that. That is the problem part of the tower. None of those blocks are pullable. And I would imagine that the row of 3 above that twisted area and the row of 2 below it, you can't move either. If you move those, the tower will fall. So we have, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, Liz just defied exactly what I just said. She's going to make a pull from there. And now this tower really is going to be in interesting shape.
Yep, plenty of hangers. Remember, a hanger, 1 block on a row.
A twisted hanger, mind you.
Twisted. The tower is twisted. A split bice is 1 block on top of 2
Two-hand
split
touch.
blocks. And a 2-hand touch by Liz Gonzalez.
Oh, even when I'm not doing it?
That is violation number 1 by Liz and Roan.
Don't worry about it.
We'll get another look shortly, Jeff, but Spider was right on top of it.
Spider, as always, saw the
Don't put that
move.
back up yet.
You can't do 2
While
hands.
you-
We've
while
seen
you're
2
in a
hands.
turn of a violation,
Rochambeau.
She
We've
can't get
seen
another violation on this turn with the 2-hand, right? She already has her 2-hand with
Yes,
this
she
turn.
can. She cannot
Another
touch her with
2-hand
2
touch
hands.
would be an automatic disqualification.
Any
Okay,
2-hand touch.
okay, so-
Yeah, Liz did not realize that was the rule. She cannot touch
I mean,
2
I knew
hands
it
at
was the rule when
any
we were on here,
point
but I didn't know, like,
ever
out
in the
here.
game,
Okay,
no
so
matter
while you
what.
have that in your one hand, do me a favor. Do me a favor. I need you.
The rules apply for the duration of the
I'm
game.
talking to her. So while you're going through, hold this in one hand and just tap on some blocks so I can see, because the next one I'm going to have to remove the first one that I touch. So hold maybe
15
this in your
seconds to
hand.
place the block. 15 seconds.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. And then maybe give me another one.
10,
What's this one look like?
9,
Okay. Cool. That's fine.
8,
You can put it back
7,
up. I understand.
6, 5, 4,
Interesting
3.
tactic.
I don't know about the legality of that one.
Rating on that one from the booth, but if it's allowed, that's a great move.
It's not illegal until they write a rule about it. That's the brilliance of that move by Rowan. Now, Spider controlled the game by countering it with a quick count. So I think that's just good Jenga.
Okay,
That's
so
just
even
good,
if I'm not
clean,
like,
smart.
physically doing anything to the tower, like I can't put like.
Say it again.
You can never put 2 hands on the block at
Okay.
any point in
Right.
time, no matter
I thought as
what.
long as, like,
Unless the game's
had
over,
nothing to
then
do with
do what
the
Glenny did. You
tower.
can touch them all with 2 hands if you want.
I gotta say, I gotta admire KB's work. He's actually he's the best placer. of
Rowan,
the
you're on the
blocks up
square.
top. You're very good at lining things up in straight lines. Yeah, on flat surfaces.
And you see a look at Roan's feet. Spider just did give him another warning, putting his foot inside the taped square when it's not his turn. And Spider doing a great job boxing him out right now.
What Liz did earlier, though, beside not talking about the 2 hands, she pulled that block that made it a hanger underneath the twisted part of the tower, and that block is really not fully on. We're going to get another look at it, I'm sure, eventually from one of our cameras, but that block is not fully on and in the original slot. So if that does tilt a certain way, you can see kind of right where we have the camera right now. If that does tilt away from Rowan, it would fall. And that'll be the case with anyone pulling from
That's just the result of smart Jenga
Let's
planning
go.
ahead by
Let's
Rowan
go.
and Liz on their
Great
last
strategy.
turn. In the course of the
that's what I'm saying. I
violation,
just
they
need to
used that opportunity in almost a Belichickian fashion. They used the rulebook to their advantage, and they got away with it.
Yeah, PFT.
Two hands. That was just two hands. He just went two hands.
Rowan really wants to be a ref. I don't know if this is a tryout to be our next official or if he's
I will
playing.
do the official.
Spider is the official. He's wearing
Did you not see him go up with two hands? Did you not see him go up with two hands?
Time is
Did
out.
you not see him go up with two hands?
I was focused on you getting in the square. Stay behind the square.
Actually, it wasn't. It wasn't even
It
close.
wasn't in two hands.
It wasn't even close.
Oh, you played it back?
Not even close. PFT, can you tell though where that bottom, that first twisted block looks like 6 or 7 rows up? How far over the edge is that hanging? Because it looks very out of place.
You know, it's more about the degrees on that one, Jeff. We're looking at about a 50-degree turn on rule 6.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I have
Something
it.
that you rarely see in the bottom blocks. It's going to be impossible to take anything out of that
there we
bottom
go.
row. I'm telling you that right now.
KB having issues, but now finds something on that far west side. Rowan doing all he can to provide a distraction. Spider making sure that is not the case. KB continues to twist clockwise, and it's out.
You set yourself up for
Yeah, made life real tough on Liz.
Good pull.
Liz, you got
KB standing on the heels of his shoes, getting that extra couple inches.
That's not legal. You can't do
Bring
that.
himself up to a true 5'8".
You can't do. You cannot do that.
Rowan, I'm the
Completes
ref.
block
I'm the ref.
32, another cycle in the books. Back to the top of the order for Liz.
I would try and pull this one away because that's going to be load bearing across.
Ooh,
I'll try
this
any of
one?
these ones,
15
maybe.
seconds to pick a block.
Okay, Spider, let's settle down here for a second.
Rowan and Liz not happy with our official who's doing a fantastic job today.
10 seconds to pick a block.
Listen, do not listen to their time. It didn't mean anything for
Chiseling
five.
out on the Tittleman's
She has one.
press.
She has one.
On row 4.
All right, that's got to
And
be a
that
block
is the
now.
block. She's locked into the crest. Can Liz get redemption after pulling the losing block in her last match 2 weeks
If you
ago?
want to switch, blocks, just do it because they don't pay attention.
That's
to the
an
time.
automatic
Another
dis-
They don't
violation
pay
would
attention
mean
to the time.
disqualification if Tommy and KB would accept.
Yeah, it's always 3.
Yeah, okay.
Rock, paper, scissors,
Alright,
shoot.
okay. Should we do it?
We're trying to beat each other, remember?
Yeah, no, I know. There's no way we'll get the same ones over and over.
Take your time.
Liz has some more momentum.
Real shaky. I'm growing old though.
This
Watching
could
her
go
try to
either way,
pull it out.
guys.
Continues
This is
to
an
twist.
unstable tower. This is focused. I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Almost there. 80% of the way.
Liz has not blinked. 3 minutes.
Should we make noise to distract?
And she got it out. Can she
One
retower?
at a
She only
time.
has one
Beautiful.
space to work with. And Jeff, it's important to note,
Yeah.
because of Rowan's poor retowering on his previous turn, not much space to work with up top.
Or retower.
No, there really isn't.
You got to push it
And
in, Liz.
again, though, but Jake, it all comes down to
Block-
that bottom
blocks have to be
twist.
touching.
When the bottom twist eventually
two.
starts to tilt,
Keep
this thing is
pushing.
just going
See
to
these
go.
two in the back?
Why did but I didn't set those up.
No.
Rowan did.
She doesn't have
Rowan
to
set the
go.
block.
Complaining
Rowan
and
block.
combating.
Then I'll go
Come
either
on.
line. What are you
Silly.
talking about? You didn't have a problem with mine when I put it up there.
It's hanging off the tower far too much.
His was out way up.
A
no,
little bit
that's
further.
crazy.
A little bit further. 15 seconds to clean the tower.
Turn not complete yet.
This is a joke.
Continues to wobble.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
Okay,
I
we're
mean,
good.
that's it. Moving
All
on.
right, we're good.
From this
All right,
angle,
that's
nothing
good.
moved.
That's good.
Clean turn, says our official. And it's on to block 34. Tommy Smoke's on the hot
Stop
seat.
pushing me.
Immature Rowan back
Kind
on
of
the
push
Oh, big lead.
Shit.
Tom, that's what we want.
How many blocks can you touch at a time? Put that one back. You got to put that one back. You just took that one out.
That's what we want.
That's not true.
Rowan,
do.
I will ref this match,
I'm
please.
talking to Tommy.
I'm talking to
You got to
you.
put this one back.
Spider holding his ground.
Spider being a good official here.
So he can just
Tommy
pull
found
that one out
something
a
on
little
the
bit.
west side.
Look at the angle on this. He's just going to pull that one out.
Some more movement as PFT
Selfie.
goes for a mid-match selfie.
PFT immersing the fans into the action. You'll love to see that. Use of social media is as good as anybody.
Rowan looks just like a handsome devil in this picture.
My current lover and my ex-lover.
Touching multiple blocks.
You're allowed to do that.
Unbelievable.
Good to me.
Bordering on a bit or also real anger.
Oh no!
There it goes.
Oh, he can save it.
Oh,
That's
he can
legal.
save it.
That is legal. We've seen that before from Tommy.
What?
We've seen it
He
before.
did that. He did that with Liz.
Oh, there it goes.
It's over.
Tommy smokes his first ever losing block. Roan with the double bird, and this match is complete.
We thought that might end on block 3. It did land to block 33. One of the wackier, more heated contested matches. That seems to be the theme with Roan recently. Roan versus the refs is ugly. You hate to see. He just got teed up, actually. He got teed up and ejected, even though it is over. Tommy did actually save the tower with Liz last time against Big Cat, and PFT tried to save it this time. Not able to do it. It comes toppling on over. The Twisted Tower from turn 3 after KB went out of turn and had the violation comes back to haunt them. And down they go, Jake.
So Tommy tried to stay away from the mind games of Roan. It worked for a little bit, but not in the end. And for more on that, we'll send it down the stream with PFT, who is alongside our losing block puller in Tommy Smokes.
Very cool, Jake. Very cool, Jeff. I'm down here with the loser, Tommy Smokes. Tommy, in that first round, there was some miscommunication right off the bat. Put you guys behind the 8 ball early. Whose fault was that?
You know, I'm not a point fingers guy, so I don't want to answer that. Me and KB have great chemistry. It doesn't matter that he messed up early on. I don't want to point fingers or anything. But
right.
We got through it.
It's not KB's fault, but
no, it's not his fault.
It's definitely not your fault.
It's not his fault that he messed up.
Yeah, it's not his fault that he messed up. He's prone to be doing that sometimes. So in that last pull, you tried to stabilize it with one hand. You were able to do it briefly. Why did you take your hand off the tower if it was working?
Well, I had to still get the block out.
I feel like it could have stabilized a little more want to at the end, a little bit more try at the end. I think at the end of the day, you just got to be looking at KB in the mirror.
No, you know what? I'll leave this room today with my dignity, self-respect, and looking like a mature adult. Something Roan
Except for when you
say.
pretended to have anal sex with Roan from behind.
Well, that was a classic prank. That's guy stuff.
That was just guys being dudes.
Yeah.
Speaking of guys being dudes, back to the ultimate man cave, Jake Marsh and Jeff Lowe up in the booth.
Thank you so much, PFT and Tommy, going down and losing matter. Jeff, we mentioned after 2 matches, the Progressive Jackpot was eliminated. It'll roll over to next Thursday's broadcast. Go ahead and make your picks. $1,000 on the line next Thursday, which is also NFL opening night. Very exciting times.
Oh, you just got PFT going there.
We do have a winner today. Congratulations, Evan Walls. EVAN WALZ. 0 for 6, a $50 Barstool Sports gift card is coming your way. Jeff, any final thoughts before we close out?
That first match was the greatest match of Jenga in the history of the sport/game/toy. It'll be on the Stool Streams YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like. Go watch that. The Glenny Balls moment will go down as one of the greatest things I've ever seen since I started working at this company. He touched the block with 2 hands, despite one hand being taped to the side of his body.
And before we do close out, we're going to send it down the stream one last time. PFT is alongside our winners, Liz and Roan.
Real quick, Liz, for the record, how tall? You said you're 5'9"?
Correct.
Okay. And
Are you?
You said that you're 5'9". I'm taller than Liz is.
How much about
Roan,
his hat?
You were very much in your element today.
Yes.
Talking your trash. What is the most important takeaway from tonight's show?
I mean, I thought that they were tough mentally.